audio, and then AF, MF.
Are your levels the exact same for 1 to 11?
Cougar fans, please welcome to Donley Field, the USF Marching Pride.
What's that?
Me? Yeah. I didn't switch my audio here. What am I doing? Yeah, I see it.
USF Marching Pride is proud to support Cougar athletics across the campus of the University of St. Francis and would like to welcome all Cougar fans to today's NAIA playoff game against the Red Raiders of Northwestern College. Up next, with words and music by former University President Sister Joellen Sheets, here is the University of St. Francis fight song. Up next, we feature our color guard coached by Haley Vanderweel as the band gives us an encore performance of Lady Gaga's debut single. Released in 2008, as you listen to this tune, you too just might want to just dance. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise as Drum Major Sidney Shewart leads the USF Marching Pride in the playing of the USF Alma Mater.
Ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing for today's pregame prayer. Loving Lord, thank you for this day. Thank you for these officials, coaches, student athletes, and fans. Please watch over us today. Keep us free from injury. Please keep this sun shining over the field today. We ask all of this in the name of your Son, Jesus Christ. Amen.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing as USF Marching Pride Director Dr. Stephen Kandow leads the band in the playing of our national anthem.
Raiders are led by a freshman and sophomore offensively. Freshman quarterback Tyson Koima, he threw for 2 touchdowns, ran for 2 more, while sophomore running back Jacob Calagonis also with 1 touchdown catch and another rushing. Calagonis, by the way, Sean, maybe the real story here today defensively for St. Francis. He is number 3 in the rushing department among all NAIA running backs with 1,366 yards.
And this will be a real good test for the front 7 for the Cougars today, as you said, Joe. They're going to have to put a ghost on him or look at maybe a different package up front instead of a 3-man front, maybe a 4, maybe even a 5 sometimes. He is the real deal, and they came here to play.
Cougars Raiders here today at Darcy Stadium. The winner stays alive for the possible championship chance, qualifying for the NAIA Final Four. We'll take a timeout, and then we'll return to Darcy Stadium. We'll check in with head coach Kevin Donley upon our return. This is Cougar Playoff Football on Redeemer Radio, WRDF 106.3 FM, Northeast Indiana.
The season is officially underway as the Black Friday sales event is going on right now at Glenbrook Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. Score up to $6,000 off the award-winning 2017 Chrysler.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Bishop John M. Darcy Stadium on the campus of the University of St. Francis for today's NAIA playoff game between the Northwestern Red Raiders and your University of St. Francis Cougars. Let's meet both teams. First for the visitors on the scoreboard, the Northwestern College Red Raiders. Number 1, Sean Wolfrick. Number 2, Garrett Seiler. Number 3, Blake Hammerman. 3, Colton Hagg. 4, Darren Graham. 4, Brett Moser. 5, Jared Hansen. Number 5, Tyson Kulma. Number 6, Jake Farley. 7, Presley Moy. 8, Daisy Goldsmith. Number 8, Justin Faber. 9, Logan Richardson. 10, Jared Nelson. Number 11,
Yeah, I think conditions like that.
Number 12, Joey Novotny. 13, Vaughn Moser.
Kind of negates talent.
14, Armani Johnson. 15, Colin Snyder. 16, Clayton Ford. 17, Marcus
Kids got to go out and execute the
Number 17, Brandon Black.
Yeah, I
20,
really
Jacob
was.
Calagonis.
Good football team.
21, Sean Cole.
You know,
22,
a lot of adverse
Greg President.
circumstances.
23, Brady Vantinol.
So being a good football team, they were cranked up, you know, and that's what happens when you are number one.
Number 31, Kevin Powell. 32, Braxton Williams. Number 33, Shane Solberg. Number 35,
buckets and coach last week. So they've got nothing to lose.
38, Rafael Sanchez. 40,
They're well coached. So
41,
don't have to
Carter
6
Van Gorp.
good football.
43, Ryan.
Well, you're talking about Northwestern of Iowa coming in here today. I know they've got a prolific men's and women's basketball program, as you mentioned. A young football team. They've got a freshman quarterback who ran for 2 touchdowns, threw for 2 touchdowns. A great sophomore running back. He's number 3 in all of NAIA football, rushing yards like 1366. Talk a little bit more about the Red Raiders and what you see on film.
They just play so hard.
71, Nate Bennett.
Tailbacks.
73, Brad Mold. Number 74, Tyler Alger.
Quarterback.
77, Braxton Williams. Number 80, Josh Bakama.
Tough.
82, Brady Moser. 83, Hannah Flores. Number 84, Cody Bauman. Number 90, DeQuil Jackson. Number 92, David Ibbenhaler. Number 99, Braxton Williams. The Red Raiders are coached by Matt McCarty.
3-4. Have a tendency to play soft coverage, just try to keep games. They're not a pressure team. They'll drop 8 in pass coverage.
Now for the playoff roster for University of St. Francis Cougars.
Kevin Donley with his pregame thoughts. The Cougars ranked number 1. They're undefeated, of course, at 11-0, 6-0 in the East League. And Coach Donley in his 20th year last year, beating Baker in the National Championship Final 30-17. As far as Northwestern College of Iowa, the Red Raiders come in with a number 10 ranking. They are 10-1, 7-1 in the GPAC. The Great Plains Athletic Conference, they're the only loss to Morningside, is still alive in tournament play, coached by Matt McCarty in his first year, but again, long-time tenure with Northwestern College. Coach mentioned as a defensive coordinator. They were 4-6 a year ago, 4-3 in the GPAC. They lost their final 2 games, including a 14-13 final at Morningside. Let's take a 1-minute timeout. We'll be back and we get ready for the medium midfield and the coin toss coming up. This is Cougar Playoff Football on Redeemer Radio 106.3 FM Northeast Indiana.
Hello, sports fans. This is Father Bob Garrow, chaplain at Bishop DeWanger High School. It is time to get geared up for our fall sports season. Whether competing on the soccer,
copy that, and I'll save that last one to do with all that stuff,
ball court, or on the gridiron, we wish good luck and great sportsmanship to all our student athletes and their teams. May we become the saints we are called to be. Saint Sebastian, pray for us.
Programming on Redeemer Radio is underwritten in part by Bob Busher Homes. Floor plan customization is what they specialize in. Find floor plans, building sites, and read Bob's story on the web at bobbusherhomes.com. Bob Busher Homes is locally owned with offices in Fort Wayne and Angola. For more information about new home building or remodeling, Bob Busher Homes can be reached at 260-490-3355.
Welcome back, everybody, with Sean McBride. I'm Joe Parson at Bishop John M. Darcy Stadium. Well, the Red Raiders of Northwestern College of Iowa are out on the field. We wait for the Cougars to emerge from the dressing room. We have 48 degrees here under, I'm going to call it partly sunny skies. Weatherman says cloudy to most up to partly cloudy. But we're seeing a lot of sun right now at the start of this ball game. And as we mentioned, 48 degrees at kickoff. We may see the temperature going down slightly throughout the afternoon. Winds will turn around a little bit. They started out of the southwest, west-southwest direction, and they'll switch around somewhat to the west-northwest, but breezy, about 15 miles an hour. Well, we mentioned the Cougars. Let's take a look at some of the other teams still alive and playing elsewhere today in the NAIA quarterfinals. St. Xavier out of the Mid-States Football Association, 10-1. Their only loss to St. Francis. They play at Morningside. Mustangs at 12-0. And if you've followed NAIA playoff football over the past several years, these two teams have staged some really, really titanic battles. In fact, I remember a playoff game between them. I think it went 6 or 7 overtimes before Morningside finally eked out a victory. Elsewhere, Georgetown of the Mid-South at 10-1. They're at Reinhardt of Georgia. And Reinhardt 10-0. Lindsey Wilson is one of the 11-0 teams. They're taking on Southern Oregon, also at 11-0. Winners today create the Final Four. Cougars hoping they come out on top. They'll have a chance to play in the semifinal if they win next Saturday here at Darcy Stadium. Cougars sending out their co-captains right now, including Eric Hemmelgarn, Sean Boswell coming out, Lee Stewart, and Nick Ferrer. Sean McBride is down there in the mix with our referee today. His name is Armando Espinoza. And we're just about ready to have the summons to provoke the co-captains of both teams to go to midfield. And Sean will be down there for the introductions and the coin toss coming up in just a matter of moments. Wind will be a factor, as you can tell from Sean's microphone down at field level. Referee now calling out the co-captains. And they make their march from the respective sidelines to midfield. And let's go down with Sean and the meeting and introductions and the coin toss coming up.
Hey gents, congratulations on being at this stage of the playoffs. Hey, you know what to expect. Expect two things at all times. Respect each other, respect the game. As leaders of the teams, we expect you guys to take care of your teammates. If you have any questions throughout, ask us and we'll get you an answer, okay? All right, you're the visiting team, Northwestern. Here's the heads. Here's our tails. Here's our tails. Here's our heads. What is your choice? Tails? Please pick tails, okay? We have heads. You have one to toss. What would you like to do? Receive. You want to receive, okay? What side would you like to kick or defend? You want to kick towards the clock? So go ahead and put your backs towards the square.
Okay, Joe, so coming to you live from the field here, USF has won the toss. They have elected to receive the ball. They will be defending the south end zone. Now, got to give you an update, Joe. As sunny and nice it is out here, the wind will certainly be a factor. It's another very blustery day down here on the field, so we're going to keep an eye on the passing game. Back up to you.
Thanks very much. Sean McBride will be making his way back on top, and we'll step out for this final timeout. Kickoff coming up in a moment. It's Raiders against the Cougars here at Darcy Stadium. This is Cougar Playoff Football on Redeemer Radio, WRDF 106.3 FM, Northeast Indiana.
Do you have a devotion to Our Lady Guadalupe? Travel with Redeemer Radio Odysseys to Mexico City and see firsthand the tilma of Juan Diego bearing the image of the Holy Virgin Mary. Register by February 28th to save $100 on your trip.
To find more information about our Mexico Odyssey, visit Redeemer Radio Odysseys on our website at redeemerradio.com or call me, Tina Schneider, at 260-436-2482.
In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit, amen. Let us pray. As we gather in your name, O Lord, there are so many things for which we are grateful, for you have created us in your image and likeness, and you have filled us with gifts and talents and abilities. We thank you for the gifts that you have bestowed upon these athletes, their coaches, their parents, and their supporters. We ask you to bless this contest in which we show forth the beauty of creation by using our talents wisely. Help us always to use them for your greater honor and glory in a spirit of fairness and competition, so that this game may truly be a way of bringing to the world an awareness of you who are Lord forever and ever. Amen. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen.
Strap in and turn up the radio for hard-hitting, high-scoring USF Cougar football. Coach Kevin Donley joins Joe Parson and the Redeemer Radio sports team for one of the great traditions in Fort Wayne sports as we count down to the kickoff on Redeemer Radio.
Cougars won the toss. They want the football. They'll move from right to left out of the south end zone, and that puts Justin Green back there, as he's had 2 kickoff return touchdowns, 1 in each of the last 2 games. Last week opened the second half with an 86-yard return. Here comes the kick, and they do kick it on end over end, and that one will escape Green going across the end zone and across the end line, so will come out, and no chance for Green, who, by the way, with his average now kick returns at 34.4 yards per kickoff return. That dwarfs everybody in the NAIA in those 2 long kickoff returns in the last 2 weeks. But both of those, by the way, came when he was moving out of the north end zone from right to left. So we will see quarterback Nick Ferrer coming in to guide this Cougar offense. And they go against the defense of Northwestern College that comes in with 15 sacks, 15 interceptions, and 62 tackles for loss. Pistol alignment on this first snap. They give us to Green off tackle left side. Gets across the 25 and up to about the 28, maybe the 29-yard line. So a little stretch count, run off tackle left side for Green, who Sean comes in as the number 4 rusher now in the Mid-States. Actually, in all of the NAIA football, just short of 1,500 rushing yards.
Well, they might put this game on his back. Again, Coach talked about the defensive scheme here for Northwestern, dropping 8 quite a bit. So, again, this big running game could be huge for St. Francis today.
Gain of 4, second down and 6. Northwestern shows blitz. They run that way up the middle, and into a wall goes Green, but got to the 34-yard line. That'll leave him a yard short on his third down call coming up.
Again, great job here by Green. Hits that wall, but pushes the wall down. And again, got an additional 3 yards after contact. So a nice way to hit that hole.
Cougars come in 55% on third downs. That's second best among all NAIA football teams. They need a yard trying to get out to their 35-yard line. Dan Rixey comes in wide to the right side. They play well off of him. Now tightening up a little bit. And Chris Smith is in, and here's a run up the middle, and they do get the first down. A little cut up the middle by Green. Nudges across the 35, right around the 36-yard line.
Just enough. 5-man front that time for Northwestern, so they were expecting that short yardage run, but they didn't have enough to stop it.
Offensive line, regulars out there today. Connor Holcomb at center, Jalen Gamble and Austin Smoger the guards, Nick Shoemaker and Alex Woods the tackles. They average 270 a man tackle to tackle. 1st and 10 USF at the Cougar 36-yard line. Moving from right to left. Green stays in. He's had 3 straight carries. And now Ferrer out of the pistol once again. 3 wide to his right. Looks, gives to Green again. Looking for running room. Does not find much. Is going to lose a yard back around just inside the 36. About a half a yard loss.
Yeah, not much there. They try the left side again. They haven't gone right so far. And don't know if that was designed, but he ran into that wall and this time was not able to push it forward. And no gain on the play.
Cougars have yet to attempt a pass. When they do, Ferrer brings just scintillating numbers into this game. He was 22 of 32 last week for 69%, 236 yards against Benedictine with 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, no sacks. So it'll be second down, let's call it 10. They go to Green again, looking for some running room, cuts to his left and caught from behind. As one of the linebackers, Jacob Jennis, just wrapped up on it. Looked like he had a hole. He does pick up about 2.5 yards.
Well, again, fine job by Jennis that time because the hole was there. He just about did a hop step to get to it, but Jennis comes from the other side right there, and he checks in as a 6'2 senior. So the linebacker did a fine job.
Now the Cougars trying to reach their own 46-yard line on this third down and long snap. 3rd and 8 coming up. From the left side hash mark, Ferrer looking to the short side, 2 wide either side. Looks, throws over the middle. It's got Rocky James, and he battles for the first down stick, and he's got it. They're going to give him a good spot up around the 48, maybe the 49-yard line. And I don't know if we'll take it.
We'll take it. That's precisely right. And again, he'd have more than enough for a first down there. It was he got a good spot, but just a nice job finding a spot in the secondary zone there, sitting down, and the ball was delivered on a frozen rope.
And Sean Rocky James, a little bit of a story. He did have 3 catches, 41 yards last week. He had missed 4 games, and I felt he kind of needed that game last week to get his legs back. Here's the Ferrer looking. The pressure's on him. They got him for a sack. That's a loss that time as Austin Smoger lost his man, and it'll be a loss. They came in last week on the road at Langston with 4 sacks to get their first of the day, and that's a loss of about 6-7 yards.
Yeah, defensive end 35, Jed Vantoff comes in from the outside there, and Ferrer didn't have the protection, looking the opposite way, and they brought him down.
And that is a key. Vantoff last week against Langston tied him with tackles for 7, 2.5 tackles for loss, and did lead him with 2 sacks. Got his first of the day, so it's 2nd down and very long now, 2nd and 17. Burrow wants to throw. Here comes the pressure again. Throws short. He's got Green out of the backfield, and he's into Northwestern territory down to the 46-yard line, maybe the 45. They'll give him another yard to the 44.
They bring a linebacker in from that side on the blitz that time, so they rushed 4, and he was able to hit him in the open zone on the far side of the field, and now it's 2nd and manageable. It should be 3rd, yes. Okay, it is 3rd down.
And I like going to Green. That's just his 10th catch of the year. Does have 1 receiving touchdown to bring a 3rd down and a long 3. St. Francis now works from the right side hash mark. First possession of the ball game. We have no score. They try to get to the 41-yard line. Motion a little bit from the right side. A short drop and a screen comes to the right side. Will he get there? There's Green. I believe he's short.
Yeah, it's going to be short. Just a little wheel route. He was the outlet pass coming out of the backfield that time, wheeling to the right side, and would have liked to see Ferrer maybe give his receivers an extra second or 2 because the defense bit on Green very quickly and stopped him short.
Looks like the Cougars are going to go for it. They bring in Chris Smith and Will Chrisman. Chrisman, of course, 6'6". Comes in with 20 catches. He's had some big ones. It'll be 4th down and a yard. Big, early, key play in this football game. Cougars tightening up on the right side. They'll give the Green. Green looks, and he's got the 1st down. Takes tacklers inside the Northwestern 40 down to the 39-yard line. And that's mano a mano.
That's it. You can't hit this kid up high. You just cannot, because he's got legs like iron, and he is going to bull rush right through you. It's exactly what he did. He was hit at the line of scrimmage, but his legs took him to that 1st down.
Green's going to get a breather now as they'll bring in Gagner, but also Eli Wallace, the 5'9" freshman. So it'll be 1st and 10. USF making personnel changes now. Rocky James checks out of there. Boswell's in, along with Chrisman, who's tight to the right side. They're lined up basically in tandem. So it's 1st and 10 now as Ferrer's got motion. Boswell back to the wide side, and they'll give a play action fake. Here's Ferrer willing to throw, escapes the rush, and now it's knocked down.
It's a 2nd on the day. Vantoff that time, the DN, providing pressure and getting to Ferrer.
So that's a loss back outside the 45 to the 46-yard line. That'll bring Rocky James back into the ball game. 2nd down and 17 coming up.
You know, it's interesting, Joe, again, when they're able to drop 8 and your DN on a 3-man rush is able to get to the quarterback. Yeah, I'd drop 8 as well because that's just as much a coverage sack rather than anything else.
Cougars will have to make some changes, some adjustments on the offensive line. Here's Ferrer out of the shotgun formation now. Receives the ball a yard deep in the Cougar territory. Throws the fade to the right side. Looking ball is fought for. Let's see how they're going to rule it. They're going to rule it a catch. That's Dan Rixey. How did he get a foot in bounds? He was backpedaling with his back to the play.
That is one of the most athletic catches I've ever seen, Joe. I mean, he had tight coverage. Defender was right on him. He was looking back into the sun and somehow came up with that ball.
So it'll be 1st and 10. USF now at the 16-yard line and making some big plays early on here. Now Rixey was starting out. He will check out. Gagner comes in. Play clock is down to 11. Gagner will set up on the right wing. 2 wide to the left side, including Boswell in the slot. And I believe that's they're going to get the play off. They just did. The play clock was running down. Here's Rocky James. Maneuvers to the 10-yard line and angles out of bounds inside the 10 to about the 9, maybe the 8-yard line.
Well, that kind of a deep screen, Joe, as James was north of the line of scrimmage. But again, a quick snap, quick throw, and immediately got the ball to the playmaker in space, and he was able to get it inside the 10.
Cougars maneuvering in players in, players out. They've made a change on the offensive line. We'll bring that to you here momentarily, as it'll be second down and about 3. They can pick up a first down at about the 6-yard line. Now they work from the left side hash mark. Play clock is down inside of 9. Here's Ferrer. Short drop. Looks right. Pumps. Looks. Now Ferrer can run to his left. Now maneuvering. Looking. Throws it to the corner, and that one's a throwaway. Didn't want to take another sack because guess who Jed Van Hoff was pursuing?
Yeah, that's precisely right. So again, a nice job by the defensive secondary covering the receiver corps from the University of St. Francis very well, and Ferrer just has to chuck it out of bounds.
Wallace leaves the ball game now. Justin Green checks back in. He's caught 1 pass already today. Rixey with a marvelous catch is giving him a chance in the red zone. Now they'll split 3 wide to the right. In the middle, in the slot is Boswell. As Ferrer out of the pistol again, looks to Green, running off tackle left side, trying to turn the corner, and spun out of bounds at about the 7, maybe the 6. Depends where the foot went out of bounds. And it looks like he's going to be short of the first down stick.
About 4th and 1 coming up here.
Fourth down and 2 in the 8-yard line.
See where that ball finally ends up.
Yeah, they moved that ball back to the 8, so it's 4th down and a couple. In fact, it looks like a long 2.
Yes. Offense is on the field. Here we go.
Green stays in as the running back offset a little bit behind to the left of Nick Ferrer. 2 wide to the right side. Now motion by Green to the right side. As here's Ferrer, screens the ball. He's got Justin Green. Stop and go move and try to find the end zone. And then for a touchdown. 8 yards. Little stop and go move by Justin Green after he caught that football. And he's in from 8 yards out at his 2nd receiving touchdown of the year.
Green just doing a phenomenal job. And again, Ferrer showing a lot of patience, letting the play develop, and Green getting to the far side near the numbers. Ball was thrown right on the money. He makes an ankle breaker move back to the inside and runs it to the house. Beautifully executed play.
And Ferrer with his 33rd touchdown pass of the season. Gavin Green now comes on. He's 52 of 57 extra points. Right-footed kick is angling off to the right, but he got it inside the upright. 7-0. Number 1 ranked Cougars draw first blood, and we'll be back here at Bronson Stadium. This is Cougar football on Redeemer Radio, 106.3 FM, Northeast Indiana.
The DeHaze Group is a locally owned, full-service insurance agency that has been servicing clients in Northeast Indiana since 1982. We have proven strategies that link our clients to exclusive insurance programs. Kevin Burns is a proud supporter of sports on Redeemer Radio. Call him at 260-424-5600 for all your insurance needs. The DeHaze Group, exceeding expectations beyond insurance.
7-0 USF in the early lead. Now they'll kick away from right to left. Interesting, Sean, because they brought in Reese Rooney as a little bit of an adjustment on the offensive line that last series.
Yeah, well, they had to do something. This defensive end, Jed Van Hoff, is a force to be reckoned with. He was wreaking havoc with Nick Ferrer all that entire series. And so hats off for the offense for getting 7 points on the board.
Expecting to see Shane Sahlberg back in kick return here today, looking up in the sun from left to right. Here comes the kick. That's shading off to the right side, fielded at the 10, run left side across the 15-20. 25 running room up to the 35-40, and all the way up the midfield, and there we go again. St. Francis, if they've had one Achilles heel this year, maybe it would be on their special teams kick coverage unit.
Yeah, and again, what we talk about here, Joe, the number 1 team coming in to face the number 10 team, those graduated divisions between number 1 and number 10 are so thin. There is such great talent out on the field on both squads today that you're going to see that. And but you're exactly right that the Achilles heel has been the kick return team for St. Francis all year, and now Northwestern has a short field on their hands.
So we'll see the Raiders offense for the first time today, and they've got great field position to work with right at midfield with 6:13 remaining in this opening quarter. We'll take a look at Tyson Koima, the freshman quarterback, who's thrown for just under 27 yards. He has 22 touchdowns. He wants to throw here, throws the fade. He's got a man up and knocked away. Lee Stewart did not have his head turned around, but he was right where the ball was coming and knocked it away.
And perfectly done by Stewart. As soon as he saw the receiver lift his hands out of his run route to go up for the ball, his hands shot up as well and knocked that ball away. Tremendous job.
We will see also a lot of Jacob Calagonis at the running back. He's a 5'8" sophomore. Number 3 in rushing yards, 1366. That's among all NAIA running backs. Second down and 10, 3 wide to the right side now. Shotgun formation. Here's a handoff on a sweep coming to the right side. They're looking for a block. Calagonis is stacked up. He got a couple of yards to the Cougar 48-yard line.
Yeah, tremendous job that time. Stan Jackson comes up from his corner position and puts a nice hit on there, limiting that gain. Tried to get north and south at the sideline and just could not do it.
By the way, one change in the roster, Ryan Johnson not available today. He's out with a bit of an injury, so no number 21 out there today. Clock moving, approaching 5.5 minutes time remaining opening quarter. St. Francis with an early strike and they're on the board at 7-0. Now it's going to be 3rd down and 7. And here's Koima, looks again, keeps the ball himself up the middle, and he's got running room inside the Cougar 40 to the 38, and that's what he can do. He's run for 623 yards coming into the ball game. He has 14 rushing touchdowns, very elusive. Kevin Donley calls him a playmaker.
He is. When you look at that read option, he knows what he's about. And this time he decided to keep the ball himself instead of giving the handoff. And it pays dividends at 1st and 10 coming up for the Red Raiders.
One of the things Coach mentioned in the pregame is you've got to have assignment football on the quarterback. They didn't get it that last call in the game for the 1st down. 1st and 10. Red Raiders on the move now. They'll have Josh Fakema, and he's off the wing to the left side. And they'll run Calagonis go. Calagonis ran into a wall for 35, carried tacklers to another yard to the USF 34.
Yeah, it looks like Will Cole was in on that stop as well. Gets inside the 35. So, again, just some basic power football on display. A little bit of misdirection as we have a pulling guard on that play. But, you know, we got some big boys up front with a nice push for Northwestern, too.
They average 284 man tackle to tackle. Graham Kenobi at the center. Brad Mudd along with Dustin Brown are the guards. Tyler Alger and Taylor Coy are the tackles. Here's a raw tackle run again, and nearly a touchdown inside the 25. That again was quarterback Tyson Koima, the freshman quarterback, and he's not playing like a freshman.
Boy, he surely isn't. This is a kid that is really adept at running that style of offense. Must have done that back in high school because he is an experienced play caller and very dangerous legs out there, and he needs to be accounted for each and every play.
Raiders beginning to put something together now in their opening offensive possession. Now they have it 1st and 10 at the USF 23. On the right side hash mark, pistol alignment, no play action fake. Here's a screen coming to the right side. That one is knocked away, nearly intercepted. Lee Stewart was there. Had some help from Eric Dunton, and they needed to get their signals a little bit better together. They might have intercepted that ball.
Yeah, that's precisely right. That was great coverage by the secondary that time, and it looks like the offensive line got away with a hold there that time. So I'm sure the officials are getting a little earful down there on the sidelines. Hey, watch the jersey pull.
And Sean Koima also threw off the back foot. That set him up for a possible interception. 2nd down and 10, still from the 23. Clock stop at 3:35 remaining. Motion, and then they're going to stop and take a timeout. So we'll have our first stoppage. It'll be a timeout called by the Red Raiders. St. Francis ranked number 1 in the early.
Straighter teeth and fewer appointments. Braces and Invisalign. Treatment for children, teens, and adults. At Afton, we've got the orthodontic services that are right for you. And when you visit today, you can receive 0% APR for up to 30 months or an easy extended term payment plan. Plus up to $500 of free dental work to get started. You can get a great deal and a great smile at Afton. Fort Wayne's most preferred dental provider.
Commercial and industrial to residential, H&L Electric can handle the smallest to the largest of projects for your business or residence.
Wilmer Cole during the timeout coming over and talking to the heads lineman. I believe he's going back to what you were talking about, Sean.
Yeah, Jamesich was getting held pretty hard there. Oh,
And what do we have here? Motion early by offense. You always wonder about during a timeout. Somebody didn't get the snap count, I guess.
Yeah, Brad Mould, the left guard, was preparing to pull to the right side there. And, of course, he brings a load with him. 6'3", 280-pound junior for Northwestern. And so that could be an indication of what's coming.
So it'll be 2nd down and 15. Ball now moves back to the USF 28-yard line. They have 2 wide to the short side to the right. And now motion out of it. And they want to screen the ball. Here's Koyma looking, drifts to his right, throws to the end zone, and nobody's back there at all. It was funny, Levi Brink was looking for a flag. I mean, he wasn't within 20 yards of that football.
No, yeah, that was not going to be a flag right there.
So it'll be 3rd down now. They've got to move the football inside the 14-yard line. Northwestern has been good on 3rd downs, 44% on the year. At Langston, they were 8 of 14 for 57%.
Yeah, this is a big one, Joe. And before the game, we were looking at their kicker. He doesn't have the strongest of legs, and the wind could be a factor. So this is a huge 3rd down right here.
DeBrink is in wide to the left. That did bring Brady Van Holt in. There's Koyma scrambling up the middle, looking for running room, and he only got to the 25. Cougar stayed at home in the middle. Was that Denton that knocked him down? No. Marcus Stepp, 31, was there.
Right, yeah, so he needed to get 15, and he got 4 back, so that's going to bring up 4th and 11. And let's see, I think they're going to try for the field goal here.
This will be about a 42-43-yard attempt. They had a 31-yarder last week, 1 of 2 by Braxton Williams. He's got 57 points this year. This is a long one, and the wind may be a factor as well. A crosswind from right to left as we look at it. From the 42-yard line, here comes, he's got the leg, it's on the way, and looks like it is good. So 42-yard field goal gets Northwestern on the board at the 2:43 mark. And we have a 7-3 lead for St. Francis. And we'll step out. This is Cougar Football on Redeemer Radio, 106.3 FM, Northeast Indiana.
Hey, it's Kyle from The Kyle Hyman Show, heard weekdays from 7 to 8 a.m. here on Redeemer Radio. And every morning we meet you where you are, getting out of bed, drinking your coffee, on your way to work, and through prayer, guests, personal stories, sometimes games, we bring you Catholicism with joy and fun to start your day. So don't miss The Kyle Hyman Show weekdays from 7 to 8 a.m. right here on Redeemer Radio.
Sean McBride, I'm Joe Parson. We're back at Bishop John M. Darcy Stadium, 7-3 USF. Each team has scored in their first possession of the ball game to get points on the board. By the way, Sean, quick congratulations, best of luck today. The Woodland Warriors playing right about now down at Lucas Oil Stadium in the 2A state championship of IHSAA football against Southridge's Raiders. Here is Green, can't find it, does this one, it goes out of bounds, and that will be a penalty. Now, do you want to take it at the 35, or do you have them re-kick? I'm guessing they'll take the ball.
I think they're going to take the ball at the 35. Again, with Green back there and his return abilities, I don't know. It's a tough call. I'm not a coach, but I'd make him re-kick it myself.
I was kind of thinking the same thing, except that their kicker, Williams, has shown the ability to reach a long distance. So
yeah, the first kick was into the end zone. So if he straightens it out, then yeah, the 35 is a good choice.
So the Cougars in this early 7-0 lead on the 8-yard touchdown strike from Ferrer to Justin Green. When we talk about Green, we normally talk about his ability to run the football. Just his second receiving touchdown of the year, but a big one gave him the early lead. Now it's 7-3. They dropped 5 back into coverage. As here is Ferrer. He's got motion left to right. Here's a counter run, and there's Green, steps his way across the 35 and got it up to about the 38, maybe the 39-yard line. I thought he had a little bit more going there, but again, quick reaction. You know, Kevin Donley said this defense, they play soft, they keep everything in front of them, then they fly to the football.
That they do. Great pursuit angles. And so this defense is very reactive right there and limits that game.
2nd down and 6 coming up. Ball at the USF 38-yard line now. Ferrer sets up out of the shotgun formation. Green offset to the left. Short drop, looking left. Here's the throw. Rocky James has got it. Gets across the 45, holds on to the football, 1st and 10.
Nice job by James that time. Just a little hitch route, and then he crept in back towards Ferrer. Ferrer saw him and had enough of a bubble, at least 2 steps, and Ferrer just fires it right into his bread basket, and he goes north for the first down.
Sean, we mentioned he had missed 4 games before getting in last week. And still, for many of those weeks, he was number 1 in receiving yards. He has 664 coming in, included the 41 from last year. Blitz coming defensive right side to give to Green, and stop and grow. Not much there. Brings it to the middle of the field up to about the 47-yard line.
I think originally he was going to start left, but ended up going right inside that time because the blitz was coming from that linebacker on the left side. So, again, great vision on display by Green, getting some positive yards. Not much, but still positive.
Call it a gain of 2. 2nd down and 8 coming up. Cougars just short of midfield. Trying to ultimately reach the 44-yard line of the Red Raiders. Boswell's not seen the ball yet today. He's joined by Rixey. They're split wide to the right. That's the wide side of the field. Now here's Ferrer looking again, wants to throw, looks over the middle, and that one is picked off. There's a lot of coverage there. Return to midfield to the 40 of USF, 35-30 down the left sidelines, and it will be 1st and 10 for the Red Raiders as they'll have a chance now to take the lead.
That was number 5, Jared Hansen, the safety. He was right there, again, throwing right over the middle into that coverage. And that is a huge interception, and they are set up very nicely now, are the Red Raiders.
4th interception of the season by Jared Hansen. So they go to the St. Francis about the 24, let's call it. So let's see what Koima now is poised to try to pull off as he gives to Calagonis, and he's wrapped up. Well, he steps away, still on his feet, and then dropped down back outside of the 25-yard line.
He ran right into Hemmelgarn right there in the middle of the line. Somehow Hemmelgarn couldn't keep a hold of him, but his buddies were there. We're able to get him for a tackle for loss.
Picture this, Sean. That's Calagonis at 135, they say, against the 320-pound the nose guard, Eric Hemmelgarn. That's not a matchup. You wake up in the middle of the night with cold sweat and nightmares.
That's right.
That's a mountain against you.
Right.
Loss of 2, 2nd down and 12. Pistol lineman now for Koima. Koima, low snap, picks it up, hands it off. Calagonis wrapped up again at the 26.
It looks like Jordan May comes out of the scrum with the ball, but I think they're going to call him down. All 3 were there. We're talking about Hemmelgarn, May, and Jamesich were right there to wrap him up. Another tackle for a small loss.
May had 9 tackles, 2.5 for loss last week, and now we've reached the end of the first quarter. So an opportunity for Northwestern, but it's still 7-3 St. Francis after 1 here at Darcy Stadium. We'll be back. This is Cougar Playoff Football on Redeemer Radio, WRDF 106.3 FM, Northeast Indiana.
Diamonds are a girl's best friend, and diamonds are forever. And since 1988, Peter Franklin has been bringing you the finest diamonds imported from overseas diamond cutters. Peter Franklin Jewelers. Jewelry created from concept to completion by our master goldsmiths on staff. Peter Franklin Jewelers, with 3 locations to serve you. Newhaven, DuPont Road, and Angola. Remember, it's not just jewelry, it's Peter Franklin.
What passions do you want to pursue next in life? Do you want to be a sculptor, a volunteer, teach your grandkids to fish? As a financial advisory practice of Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated, Reinbold & Anderson can help you plan for the life you want today and well into the future. When you have the right financial advisor, life can be brilliant. Call Reinbold & Anderson at 260-432-3235. Offices located at 5750 Coventry Lane, Suite 110, Fort Wayne, Indiana, 46804. Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated, member FINRA and SIPC.
Ready to go with Sean McBride. I'm Joe Parson. We start the second quarter. 7-3 St. Francis, but it'll be 3rd down and 12 for the Red Raiders. Calagonis in, offset to the left side. Shotgun formation, Koima. Read option, hands the ball off. Calagonis trying to turn the corner. Does, works to the 20. Got to the 19. That's it. It'll bring up 4th down and long. And I'm sure we'll see Braxton Williams perhaps in once again for a field goal attempt. Try to cut the lead to 1.
Schumacher did a great job at that time, stretching that play out and not allowing him to really go north and south too much. So, again, hats off to that great pursuit by the USF Cougar defense.
By the way, Williams is 5 of 10 on the year coming in. He's made one today from 42. This one will be at the big angle from the right hash mark. This one will be about a 37-yard field goal attempt. Trying to cut the Cougar lead to 1. High snap, got the kick away. That's tailing off to the right side, I believe, and no good. Wind caught that one, so it remains 7-3. Tell you what, let's stop out for a quick 30-second time with Cougar football on Redeemer Radio, 106.3 FM, Northeast Indiana.
Are you suffering from chronic pain? Had a knee replacement, an athlete injured in a game, or you tweaked your back perfecting a golf swing? Choose Indiana Physical Therapy for all your needs. IPT is a cost-effective provider that accepts all insurance plans. We offer the highest credentialed staff in the area, and we're open 7 to 7 to see you the same day you call. Find 17 Indiana Physical Therapy locations near you, and we'll get you back to work, play, and life. Celebrating 29 years, Indiana Physical Therapy. Call 260-209-2464 or visit indianaapd.com.
That time looked like the wind got the better of that attempted field goal by Northwestern, so it'll be Ferrer back in. Hands the ball off Green. No, play action fake, wants to throw the ball along, and that one, there was nothing doing that time as holding up on the route. He might have been held up was Rocky James, but in no good with that attempted pass.
Yeah, 7 yards too long that time. James had double coverage back there, and you knew that Ferrer wanted to go over the top. Again, he's got the wind kind of at his back. Again, it's a crosswind from the northwest to the southeast, and they are traveling to the south. So you'd think here in the second quarter he might have a little advantage, and that was just too much.
Rixey into the game wide to the near side. He's got Boswell with him. Here's the read option again. It's Green just takes it across the 20, got only about a yard to the 21, so bring up 3rd down and long.
Yeah, not much there for the offensive line. You'd think if, in fact, they're going to try that again, the play action this time, because it looks like certainly a throwing down here on 3rd and 9. Ferrer might be able to find something out here in the flats on the wide side.
Again, the Raiders defensively, they've got really 4 or 5 back deep in coverage. They drop everybody back. And USF trying to reach the 30-yard line. Motion by Gegner to the left. Here's Ferrer looking, throws over the middle, and that one knocked away. There was contact as they were trying to find Rocky James, and it'll be 3 and out for St. Francis. They'll have to kick the ball away.
Yeah, that was tough. That could have gone either way. There was some contact down there as James went down very quickly, and as he was falling, made an attempt at the ball. So, you know, James in his routes, he normally doesn't do that. So there could have been some contact out there, but nothing was called.
So Joe Nepper will come in now to punt the ball away. Joe this year with 26 punts has had a long of 45 this year, 1 block kick. He waits inside the Cougar 10 at about the 7 or 8 yard line. Here comes the rush, kick is away, and it's angling to the near side. Hits, takes a Cougar bounce inside the 30 to the all the way down inside the 20 to the 15, still rolling for another yard or 2. They're going to let it run. They're trying to scoop it along if they can with some wind. It's all down about the 12-yard line.
Yeah, Nepper, what a punt that time. It didn't look good in the air, but boy, did it take a USF hop and kept rolling and rolling and rolling. Boy, that is fantastic. Just when Northwestern was thinking they might have a short field, they surely do not.
1st and 10, 13:08 remains in the first half.
You know, it's interesting, Joe, this St. Francis Cougar team, in case our fans don't know, they are riding a 20-game win streak.
It's amazing.
It is amazing. Nick Ferrer, 36-4 over his career here at the University of St. Francis. And these guys know how to win. And once you're conditioned to win, you do those things required.
Cougars won their final 9 games a year ago, winning the national championship. The men now they're 11-0 this season. Pistol alignment again, read option. Here's Kramer, wants to throw, steps up front to his left, throws the ball up, and that one is caught at about the 30-yard line. Good play as he was able to throw that ball on the move and just put it up with some finesse and allowed the receiver to run underneath it.
Oh, this kid's an athlete. Good heavens. And that was the outlet pass from the backfield protector who finally released and went up and out. And on the run, and boy, that was just delivered with some, you talked about it, Joe, the real finesse and a nice completion.
Kevin Donley says he's a playmaker, and he showed his ability. Now they're at the 32-yard line. Again, they'll give Calagonis, spins off a tackle, but wrapped up at the 31. Cougars stayed with them, and they're really keen on number 20 of Northwestern.
Yeah, they surely are. Jameson wants that hit back because he was able to hit him right in the backfield, but boy, Calagonis did a fine job spinning out of that initial hit. He was able to get back to the line of scrimmage, so the St. Francis Cougars did a fine job containing that high-octane runner.
Yeah, that saved a loss of a couple, so it'll be 2nd down and 10. Bryce Van Beek checks in now. He's one of the blocking backs they use in this Red Raider offensive scheme of things. Out of the huddle now with 11 on the play clock. 2 wide to the left side. In the slot will be Jared Nelson, one of the leading receivers. He's got 7 receiving touchdowns. And they'll run the ball. Calagonis spins away. Initially was stopped for a loss, and then gets up to about the 34.
Well, again, hats off to the front 3 for University of St. Francis, getting a tremendous push that time into the backfield. That's 2 plays in a row that the running back was hit in the backfield, and somehow he is able to evade that first hit and still get something out of those plays.
Sean, we talked about how young these skill position players are. Koima, the quarterback, a freshman, and Calagonis just a sophomore, and not a big guy, 5'8", 135. 3rd down and 8. Trying to reach the 42-yard line. Here is Koima looking, steps up, flash to his right, being scrambled, throws the ball incomplete, and that'll bring up 4th down and 8. And Northwestern will have to kick the ball away.
Yeah, Harness was doing a great job bearing down on that quarterback. He saw him coming, he let that ball fly, and it wasn't a great pass. It was in the right zone, but the receiver was not able to bring it up. 4th down, and the punt team comes on.
Game moving right along here at Darcy Stadium. We have a lot of sunshine now here in Fort Wayne. You have big wind at times, crosswind. Now Williams does all the kicking. Snap to him, kick is away, line drive kick. Drives Rixey back, looks at the 30. 30 comes to the 35, to the 40-yard line, and knocked out of bounds on the Northwestern side of things. And a penalty flag is laying on the ground back at the USF 32-yard line. We'll have to see what that is about. I think this may be the first penalty we've seen, isn't it?
Maybe the second, but we had a false start.
There you go.
By Northwestern. So very clean game. We were commenting off the air during that break. That first quarter just flew by. That was very fast.
Referee today, Armando Espinoza. Not sure he had the microphone turned on. Looks like it's against a big one, a major penalty. Well, let's see. Are they going to move that ball to the 42? Do they just pick up the flag? And
I think that's what happened, Joe. Yeah, because that's where Rixey was forced out of bounds, basically.
So apparently, whatever they got together, conferred, they said, you know what, we'll wait.
Let him play.
So the Cougar offense with very good field position now. They lead at 7-3. They'll have it 1st and 10 at the St. Francis 42-yard line, moving from left to right out of the north end zone. Green is in, the running back offset to the right. Here's Ferrer, short drop, looking. Throws a near side, looks again. That one knocked away. It hung up in the air, looking for Rixey. And nearly an interception again is coming across. Pretty good defensive play that time by Bryce Van Beek.
Yeah, he was right there, and again, great call. That ball just kind of hit jelly while it was in the air and just kind of lofted over there. And they had another great opportunity, so the receiver that time became a defender.
And by the way, Van Beek, a guy you want to stay away from. He's got 7 picks on the year. Nearly had an 8th. 2nd down and 10. Ferrer to the pistol, looks to Green. Green off tackle and not much running room. Escapes 1 tackle, but does not get much. Got about a yard up to the 43.
Yeah, Northwestern feeling very good on defense at this point. They've, for 2 plays in a row, really stuffed the offense for University of St. Francis, and now they've got a 3rd and 9. Clearly a passing down coming up for USF.
Ryan Sonato checks into the ball game. Now is the running back. Green steps out. So it'll be 3rd down and 9. USF trying to reach the 48-yard line of Northwestern. And they've got 6 back in that area. Now on the outside they come up and press coverage. Ferrer looking in. Steps up, looking, and it's going to be wrapped up and dropped back of the 38, just does not have the time to go vertical.
Yeah, 3 on the day for Ferrer for sacks, and again, we'll call that a coverage sack. He didn't have anyone to throw to. So they flood that defensive backfield with too many players and great coverage, and Ferrer can't do anything.
So it'll be 4th down as Nepper will have to punt the ball away with 9:46 remaining in this first half. Joe back inside the Cougar 25 at about the 24. Shane Solberg is back in punt return. Here comes the kick away. High, nice kick. End over end. Solberg calls fair catch at the last second at the 20-yard line. Solberg had 1 punt return of 5 yards last week. And it will be Northwestern football. The defense is starting to take over now in this ball game. 9:29 remaining in this first half.
Well, again, clinging to that 7-3 lead, you'd like to see the University of St. Francis able to stretch that into a double-digit lead, but they can't so far. Northwestern came to play.
1st and 10. Red Raiders moving from right to left as we look at it. Now they flip-flop the tight end. That's Corselman. And he's off to the right side as here's Calagonis trying to run that way, and again got across the 20 to about the 22. Not much there against St. Francis. I think it was Wilmer Cole that came up there and lent support.
Yeah, Wilmer Cole was there, and I think Marcus Stepp might have been there as well. So again, but a great first down play. You got 4 yards out of that one. You can do a lot on 2nd and 6. So
Raiders do huddle up now. Now they break the huddle coming up to the line of scrimmage. Grant Kenobi will snap the ball. And here's Koyman out of the pistol. Looks and rolls to his left side, running the throw, being pursued, threw the ball away. That time, right-handed quarterback, when you roll to your left, very tough to get a lot on. He was looking for Jared Nelson.
Yeah, great pursuit that time by the defensive back for the University of St. Francis. That was Malachi Mannion that time, number 32, providing pressure.
Now it'll be 3rd down, 3rd and 6. Raiders trying to reach their own 30-yard line on this snap. See Spencer Coward out there, Stan Jackson on one corner, Wilmer Cole on the other. Blake Schumacher, one safety. He's the deepest of everybody. Here's Koyma looking under pressure, rolls to his left and just throws the ball away. There's a member who got called that an incomplete pass. Stan Jackson said, here's my chance. I'm headed to the house.
Yeah.
But now they're going to 4th down, and it will be Red Raiders who have to punt the ball away.
And the officials are congregating down there. I don't know if a flag is coming out. We'll wait to see. There is a flag.
Nobody's going to be blinded.
Yes.
Yeah, there was nobody except Blue.
You know, interestingly enough, Joe, he kind of threw that underhanded like it was going to be a shovel pass to nobody. There was nobody in the zone. He was fleeing for his life. Spot foul. Wow.
So that'll bring the ball back inside the 10 to the 8.
It'll also bring up 4th down. Wow.
So St. Francis is going to get great field position out of this. As Braxton Williams, let's see where he sets up now. He had 3 punts last week, had a long only of 36, averages 31.3. We understood they played in a lot of wind out there in Oklahoma, but did not have the wind we saw. And he's about 6 yards deep. Steps into it, and the Cougars nearly blocked it. It'll come at bounce and takes a Cougar bounce back to the 30-yard line. How about that?
Wow. Yeah, Boswell didn't even need a chance at that one as the defender had to leap backwards on that funny hop. And now St. Francis, hats off to the defense. Look at them shut them down. And now it's up to the offense. They've got 30 yards to go for another score.
And we'll see if they now, with this golden opportunity, try and extend their 7-3 lead. If they can get things moving the last 2 possessions, it has not gone all that well for either team, really.
Right. I'd like to see the offensive line have a nice push here on this drive. Really control that line of scrimmage.
Connor Holcomb brings the boys in blue out. The 270-pound senior center waiting to snap this ball. Snap comes back to Ferrer, gives to Green. Green wrapped up at the 29.
This defense, Joe, I mean, they are so fast. You see where Green's going to run because there is a hole. And as it shows up, it shuts down almost immediately with backside pressure.
Yeah, that was Jacob Jennis again, came crashing through there. The linebackers, they give you that soft look, but then suddenly they're lightning quick to the ball carrier. Gain of 1, second down and 9. James splits wide, the lone wide to the left. That's the short side of the field. 3 wide to the right now for Ferrer. Running back is Justin Green. Stretch hand up. There's Green to the short side and nowhere to run. Got another yard, maybe, to the 28. And it'll bring it third down and long.
They might really have to look at a halfback pass situation coming up here if, in fact, they can't get the edge or they can't find the middle. They are really keen on Green every time he has the ball.
Clock already down, approaching 7.5 minutes time remaining in this fast-moving first half. Third down and 9. No gain on the last carry. Cougars trying to reach the 20-yard line. They might be, obviously, in 4-down yardage area. We'll see. Corners come up in press coverage again as Ferrer steps up, wants to throw on the move, and that one, a diving attempt, no good. I believe that was at Blackwell. It was Duke Blackwell made the diving attempt at the 20-yard line. So now it's going to be fourth down and long. And do you bring in Gardner, perhaps, for a field goal try to make it a lead of 7? Looks like USF will go for it on fourth down and 9.
Yeah, they're bringing in Boswell. Ferrer that time left his feet, had to jump over the line to look to find his receiver. So it was an errant pass, and no real poise on that one.
At 6'4", Ferrer well equipped to do that when necessary. Now 2 wide to the left side, including Casey Cole's come in. He's in the slot to the left side, motion out of it by Rocky James. Here is Ferrer looking, dances, throws over the middle, looking, and there's a catch, and the ball is lost. Boy, on the move, it looked like Boswell had the short touchdown, but 2 steps into the end zone, he lost control of it. It'll be a fourth down stop, and Northwestern breathes a sigh of relief. They'll get the ball back at their own 29, trailing it just 7-3.
Oh, that was a tough one right there. Boswell, nobody feels worse than he does at this point because he is a playmaker, and the ball was delivered in stride. He had an opportunity for it, and just couldn't keep his hands on it.
Well, Ferrer delivered it for only Boswell, and that's their bread and butter play.
Yeah.
That deep post pattern across the middle. Now Koima looks and trying to keep the ball himself, works to his right side and gets it for a couple of yards gain out to about the 31.
Yeah, Dutton was there as Jameson's crashed on that end, so he didn't have anything outside. He had to turn it back up. Dutton, number 39, was right there for that hit.
Clock moving inside of 7 minutes, time remaining in the half. Northwestern has 2 timeouts remaining. Cougars with all 3 of theirs. Late in this first half, 7-3 St. Francis. Koima now taking a lot of time. Play clock at 14, though. They may have changed the play call at the line of scrimmage. Now he looks and screens the ball near side. That's a tough catch made at the 25. And they'll have running room across the 40 to the 45 for a first down. They went to Korselman. So Korselman with a nice catch, who had to kind of reach around and pivot. Then they got a block and brings it up to the 45.
I think they saw some man coverage over here on this side of the field that time, so they decided to do the screen out here, and Schumacher from his safety position did a fine job knocking him out of bounds, but not before they got a first down.
Raiders offensively got a 42-yard field goal from Braxton Williams. He missed one from shorter distance. 7-3 where we're at. Here's the read option again, and Calagonis slides down to about the 47-yard line. Lee Stewart was there to stop him. Gain of about 3.
It's a very fast-paced game here, Joe. Already about just under 6 to go here in the first half. And both of these teams really playing conservatively, trying to find their way on the ground and battling these 2 tough defenses.
Northwestern wants to run the ball. That's their first option. Very adept at it, but they can throw when necessary. Second down and 7. Trips wide to the right side. Rolling that way, Koima. Koima throws it up for grabs. That was and blocked. Cougars had an interception possibility. I believe that was Spencer Coward had it in his hands, rotating back defensively. It'll bring up third down and 7.
Yeah, Coward was the receiver that time as the ball was thrown just a couple feet short. Not able to keep control of it, so it's just an incomplete pass.
Sean Cougar had 3 right in the vicinity. Just could not grab it. Now Sean Klinderwink checks in, running 3 wide to the right. They got to get to the USF 45. Backing away Koima. Play clock at 13. Now he looks to the sidelines once again. Repositions the running back to the near side. Here's a little pitch coming near side. And they've got Calagonis for the gain only to the USF 49-yard line. It'll be a bring up 4th down and 4.
Dutton sniffed that one, Joe. Boy, oh boy. Great pursuit angle that time, and had plenty of speed to get him stopped. And it looks like the punt team is coming up.
So again, St. Francis will have the punt returners on. Dan Rixey and Sean Boswell, they wait back at the USF 20-yard line with 5:08 remaining in the first half. The clock is moving for Braxton Williams. Waits at the 35. Got a good snap. Kick is away. High hanging ball. And looking up in the sun. And that one's fumbled away. High bounce. And I think St. Francis got a man in the right place at about the 26. They're going to gain about 7 yards on probably one of the most fortuitous bounces you could have.
Oh my heavens, Dutton came up with that ball, number 39, after the ball crimmed off of Boswell's face mask right there. Looking up into the sun, could not control that ball. It bounced forward from the 20. They're going to end up with it about the 27. Wow.
You got to be living right.
That's all there is to
it. So now St. Francis trying to kickstart that offense once again that was so effective in the opening series. But again, Northwestern dropping 8 back, basically. And Ferreira looking again, gives it off the green, it cuts out the middle, darts his way across the 30 to about the 31.
Green doing his own version of a read option there, Joe. He stands back in the backfield, looks at where that coverage is, makes a split second decision, and then goes for it.
Yeah, just in the back, there's a help a brother out here. Somebody get a little bit of an edge, and I'll take advantage when I can find. That's a gain of about 4, 2nd down and 6. Clock now inside 4.5 minutes time remaining in the half. Empty backfield now. USF 3 wide left, 2 wide right. Ferrer, he's got to be quick. They're going to be coming. Looks again, Ferrer looks, throws for long. He's got a man downfield. That's Green, and he lost the ball. Much like Boswell had it, 2 steps behind the defense and could not gather it in.
Wow. Uncharacteristic with the dropsies today. Green outpaced his defenders. He had 2 steps and 2 men trailing him, and the ball was right there at his waist.
And Sean, I can only guess that with the wind, maybe it's moving a little bit sideways from time to time, because we've had 2 drops and 2 lost touchdowns now. Now it'll be 3rd down and 6 with 4:08 remaining, clock stopped on the incompletion. They're just trying to reach their own 37 on this snap. Now they come up with blitz showing defensive left side. Here's Ferrer, steps up, they've got him again. And down at the 21. St. Francis not picking up those blitzes at all.
No, they surely are not. And that time it was just blatant lack of protection that time as number 25 came in for Northwestern, and that's Machacek, the linebacker, shed his block and got to Ferrer right away.
Clock is running with 3:42 remaining, and Nipper will have to punt again. This time, though, back around his own 11-yard line. And Sahlberg sets up at the 40-yard line. Waiting for the snap. Here comes the rush. Kick is away. High hanging ball once again. Sahlberg calls fair catch and makes it at the 40-yard line. So very good field position for the Red Raiders. They trail at 7-3 with 3:22 remaining in the first half. St. Francis won the toss, won to the football. That means Northwestern will have it to start the second half.
And so that makes these downs right here exceedingly critical for the Cougars on defense. They need to force a 3-and-out. Maybe can give them 1 first down at the most, but they need to keep Northwestern out of the end zone going into the halftime break.
So here comes Tyson Koima bringing his offensive unit for the Red Raiders. He's got tight trips to the right side. Ball be snapped right from the middle of the field. Looks to Calagonis, starts left, cuts up the middle, and got to about the maybe the 41. Not much there. USF has done a very good job defending on that sophomore running back.
Yeah, so far they have, absolutely. He had some early success, but again, a gain of 1 or 2 yards, they'll give that to him all day.
A little surprised they've not tried to run Koima a little bit more, quarterback. He's had some more success.
Right.
Gain of 2. Clock inside of 3 minutes now. 2 wide to the right, 1 wide to the left side. Marcus step in there, coming with pressure defensive right side. Here is a scramble run by Koima and has to go out of bounds. He may lose a yard back to about the 41.
Yeah, I think so. That was, again, another read option sweep to the right side, and he finally had to give his blocker a slap on the back. Hey, get that guy, because I'm taking the ball. So, again, it looks like no gain. And, good job defense.
So it'll be 2nd down and 8, or should it be 3rd? 2:34 remains.
Should be 3rd.
Yeah, 3rd down. And now here was movement at the ball snapped. Penalty flags all over the field. Koima was looking away to the sideline. Something happened up in the middle of the line.
Yeah, the center got blown up is what happened. He moved that ball and the defense bull rushed him. And then the flags came out. Clearly that should be a procedure penalty against Northwestern.
Armando Espinosa, our referee. Guys in stripes still working the game today will gather up. That would be a walk off of 5 yards.
Just a reminder, football fans, of the St. Felix Catholic Center in Huntington, Indiana offers 1 day and overnight retreats with over 70 rooms. Be sure to visit Our Lady in her grotto and walk the 30 scenic acres. St. Felix is the former home of Blessed Solanus Casey. Visit their website at sfcatholiccenter.com to schedule your next meeting or retreat.
2:28 remains. They'll be 3rd down and 13 now. Koima out of the gun, drops the throw. Looks, scrambles to his right, throws off balance. This was picked up. Schumacher, I believe, at the 45. Hits to his right, 40-yard line. Being chased from behind at the 30. Still on his feet. Slides down at the 26-yard line. Great Schumacher with a big play defensively for the Cougars. And now they've got 2:13 on the clock to work with.
Boy, if that's not a spark plug, I don't know what is. Schumacher doing a fine job reading the quarterback's eyes. That was really a freshman mistake, Joe. He threw it back across his body as he was scrambling to the right and just hung it up there, and it was easy pickings for Schumacher.
So again, USF with a chance. They've had 2 drops, would-be touchdowns so far in this first half. Their lead, a tenuous 4 points at 7-3. Reese Roney's going to check into the offensive line once again. They work at right tackle. Chris Smith comes in on the right wing. And here we go, 1st and 10, 2 wide to the left side. Barrera barking out signals. Short drop, looks left, throws the ball. That one is caught. It'll be a gain, a short gain. About the 24. Well, let's see where they're going to go. They're getting a pretty good spot of that ball to about maybe just inside the 24 to the 23.
And Joe, I think, okay, we've got a new package in now as he checks out, but Reese Rooney was lined up as a tight end that time. Tackle eligible on the right side. And
interesting.
Left. Yeah. Very interesting look indeed.
Wouldn't that make his day?
Yeah, that's right.
Here's another guy that can make your day. Dan Rixey's in wide to the right. Boswell now in motion. And they'll give the ball to Green and looking for running room. And darts his way inside the 20. Got another yard or 2. Down close to the 18-yard line. Clock now a factor. 1:20. 1:19. It's running. St. Francis all 3 timeouts remaining. They'll spot that ball at the 17-yard line, and it will be 3rd down and a yard.
Yeah, so they want to take their time here, get a 1st down, stop the clock, and then set up for a touchdown opportunity here. Or they might go over the top. Let's see.
Green out of the 1-back position. Will he get the throw here, or get the handoff, I should say? He does. Works off tackle. He's got gained inside the 15 to about the 14-yard line with 50.6 seconds remaining. And it'll be interesting to see if St. Francis now brings in Ryan Sonata.
Jalen Gamble, the lead blocker that time, pulled from his left position and did a fine job cracking that line open and getting that first down with Green running behind him.
Sonata in as the running back. He's offset to the left side now. Clock at 36 seconds and moving. Ferrer's got motion, Boswell, but he wants to throw. Here's Ferrer, looks, throws over the middle, and that one is Richie's got it. Took it away from the defender. It'll be a 14-yard touchdown toss with 28.6 seconds remaining.
Boy, don't you love it when a plan comes together? Not much time left on the clock, and 6 more points on the board. A beautiful job showing great poise back there, Ferrer, and then hitting that crossing pattern in the end zone to number 7, Dan Rixey.
Well, Ferrer had to thread the needle to get that one in there. So Green with a touchdown catch. Now Rixey. And now Gardner trying to make it a 14-3 lead on the way, and it is good. So St. Francis ups their lead down to 11 here at home. The Dorsey Stadium will be back. This is Cougar football on Radio 106.3 FM, Northeast Indiana.
For Harley-Davidson, Honda, and Kawasaki, there's no place like the Ellerding family of dealerships in New Haven, now in our 52nd year. Over 300 new and used motorcycles, scooters, and ATVs, plus multi-purpose utility vehicles that tow, haul, and seat up to 6. No matter what you ride or drive, let's swap for a new one. Choose a non-current model, and qualified buyers get some of the best finance terms in years. Visit Ellerding's River City Harley-Davidson and Ellerding's Honda Kawasaki Motorsports today, just off Coliseum Boulevard on State Road 930 in New Haven, plus our gear store in Glenbrook Mall by Sears. Welcome to our family.
For Sean McBride, I'm Joe Parson back at Darcy Stadium here. Nothing comes easy for the Cougars. They do have the lead by 11. Other games we mentioned going on today, St. Xavier, they're on the road at Morningside. That will be an interesting one to follow. Georgetown at Reinhardt down in Georgia. Lindsey Wilson, they're home against Southern Oregon. That's a pair of 11-0 teams doing battle today. Winners, there they go. Live another week. It'll be the Final Four for those 4 winners. St. Francis hoping to be one of them. Now they'll kick the ball away from left to right. Gardner, squib ball, bounding ball. It's going to go all the way down inside the 15, fielded right side. Gain across the 25, short of the 30 is where Reinhardt, yeah, it'll be Northwestern. 1st and 10 with just, they do have 2 timeouts remaining, but they're going to be some 75 yards away.
And this is how you win ball games, Joe. Points off and turnovers. That successful offensive drive started with the defense, forcing their freshman quarterback into an uncomfortable situation, flush from the pocket, throws the interception. Schumacher grabs that ball, and then the offense does their job.
Looks like Northwestern's just going to take a knee. So they will take the head to the locker room, trailing it here on the road with just 3 points in the first half. This was a team that came in averaging about 37 points a ball game offensively. Cougars come in 6th best among all NAIA football teams, averaging 46.7. 3 points at a premium here today, but USF does have the lead here at halftime, 14-3. We'll be back with our halftime presentation. This is Cougar football on Redeemer Radio 106.3 FM, Northeast Indiana.
Stay connected with Redeemer Radio. On the new Redeemer Radio smartphone app, you can sign up for notifications to stay informed with the latest news and programming updates. You can receive alerts for our special broadcasts, The Kyle Hyman Show, Redeemer Reflections.
Copy that, Joe.
More. Download the free Redeemer Radio app on your smartphone or tablet by searching Redeemer Radio in your Google Play or App Store. Brought to you in part by Notre Dame Federal Credit Union.
This is David X with Union Savings Bank Mortgage Department. So happy to support Bishop Lures and Bishop Dwenger student athletes who work so hard to be the best they can be. I'm here to support you too as you look for mortgage lending. If you need a home loan, pick up the phone and call me, 418-6191 anytime for low closing costs and great rates. 418-6191. I offer what you want, low closing costs and great rates. Call 418-6191. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
It's the Halftime Report with scores, stats, and insights. Here's Joe and the sports team.
Back at Darcy Stadium, the Cougar Pride entertaining fans here at halftime. Lost sunshine. What a difference from a week ago where we had anything but sunshine. We had a deluge coming down with lightning flashes. Game that was supposed to kick off at 12 noon. No, we would kick it off. It became a night game at 6 o'clock, and we still had plenty of rain throughout the evening. But big difference here today in USF. You know, if you're Kevin Donley, Sean McBride, you're in the dressing room, and you're looking at that 14-3 lead, and he's shaking his head. He's saying, "We should be 28-3."
That's exactly.
Coaches are like that.
That's what they do. You know, they demand perfection, and he has a right to demand that. These players right here, they're called receivers and not droppers. And when your quarterback gives you the opportunity, you've got to play your part. Now, one thing that we've seen here is that these teams are very well matched, and both of these squads have a sincere desire to win this one. This is not a gimme by any chance.
Well, it hasn't been easy so far for St. Francis. Going back to last week, going against a Benedictine team that, I tell you what, they were not a 16 seed or a ranked number 15. They definitely should have been maybe in the top 5, despite that one loss, as they gave St. Francis everything the Cougars could handle. Cougars able to squirt by with a 26-21 victory. USF today won the toss. They wanted the ball, and they executed. They had a couple of big third down conversion plays, and I think one on fourth down, and it finally culminated in an 8-yard Pereira to Justin Green touchdown play at the 6:20 mark. That was Justin Green. Normally, you know, we're calling him running into the end zone, but just his second receiving touchdown of the year. Kevin Gardner would add the extra point. It was 7-0. And then it would be Braxton Williams that would get Northwestern on the board with a long field goal. I'm not sure of his long on the year. He was 5 of 10 coming in, 1 of 2 last week, had a 31-yarder, but he would boot one through from 42 yards, and that would give him a 7-3 score. Northwestern obviously very much in the ball game. Then they had an interception by Jared Hansen that gave them possession at the 42-yard line. But again, it would be Williams that would be called gone to cut the lead down to 1. He missed from 37 yards out with a ball that went wide right. And then both teams, the offenses just kind of took a nap, Sean, as the defenses emerged. Cougars with a great job of keying on Calagonis. It'll be interesting to see what his rushing numbers are in the first half. But if there's anything, you know, Kevin Donley mentioned the pregame interview, we've got to have assignment football on well, he was talking about Koima, really, but I think they did a better job on Calagonis.
Well, I would agree with that. And so the question came up during this year when we see Northwestern on offense, where's Koima? You know, on these read options, and he's running so well. Why is he doing that again? Because, again, if your defense is really shutting down your stud running back, then it's up to the quarterback to do something with it, and he really wasn't. So very interesting to see what they'll do to start this third quarter.
As we mentioned, though, the offenses for both sides really struggled for much of the second quarter, and Cougars had a couple of great opportunities that went awry. Boswell running a deep post pattern, had the ball at the goal line. I thought he took 2 steps into the end zone, and suddenly the ball squirted free. They ruled it no catch, no touchdown. And then we had another drop ball for a touchdown. That was Justin Green behind. He had 2 steps on the defenders down deep. He could not find the handle, and so 2 touchdowns go awry, and you hope that doesn't come back to beat you, because your lead is still 11 points. That's a 2-score lead, but 28-3 looks a lot better than 14-3.
Well, it sure does, and you can do a lot at 28-3 compared to 14-3. And we talk about this as well, Joe, that even with those 2 drops, you know, the offense is being able to maintain composure and still punch the ball into the end zone for that 2-score lead so far. So, again, never say quit, never say die. We'll come back to play another down, and that's exactly what the USF did. So, again, hats off to the USF defense for allowing the opportunity for the offense to put the ball into the end zone again.
And it shows you a little bit of a difference week to week, even in the playoffs, how your playoff matchups can vary. A week ago, Northwestern goes to Langston. They score the first 45 points of that ball game in a 55-7 victory. Here today, they've been held to just a field goal. And the Cougars got on the board with their second touchdown of the contest. After an interception by Blake Schumacher, they took over, controlled the football at the Red Raider 26, and that would lead to a 14-yard touchdown pass from Ferrer to Dan Rixey. With Gavin Gardner with the 2 conversions, that's where we are now at halftime at 14-3. But give me your thoughts here at halftime. I see this up and down a little bit for both teams, but I think if it comes down to a run game and a passing game, you know, and Ferrer's been sacked 3 times already in the first half. St. Francis obviously very capable, very resilient at making adjustments. And they've managed 2 touchdowns, and that speaks volumes.
Oh, you're precisely right. And so what I see is more of the same with a few wrinkles maybe put in there for USF. Again, I like the idea of a halfback pass, or again, maybe some quick screens to try and get the playmakers alone in space rather than waiting for plays to develop. Because when you've got 8 men in the defensive backfield, it's very tough for your receivers to find those open spaces. And especially if they're having trouble catching the ball, you're going to have to do something different there. But I think to a man, USF has better playmakers out on the field right now, and I think they're going to survive this one. Really.
Sean, you've been with me a long time now, and you know the Cougars love to go vertical, but sometimes there's got to be a time and a place for that.
That's exactly right, and this may not be it. One of the opportunities that you have is a stout run game coupled with a tremendous passing game. So do you go conservative and keep it on the ground more often than not? That's a good question. Green has been able to scratch and claw his way for 3 to 5 yards per carry so far this morning, and we'll just have to see what they do. What I put, again, my faith in is that USF defense creating opportunities for the offense, and them doing a fine job of creating their own wrinkles in the second half.
And finally, you know that the Cougars are going to finally cash in. 14-3 here at the half. Let's take a 1-minute timeout. We've got some semblance of numbers here at halftime. We'll come back and check in with Sean with much more. But the bottom line, Cougars lead it at halftime by 11, trying to get to the Final Four next Saturday. Cougar football on Redeemer Radio, 106.3 FM, Northeast Indiana.
Do you know that your car is worth more than the no thank you just got from a dealer? Turn nothing into something powerful by donating that vehicle to Redeemer Radio. All you need is the title and we'll take care of the rest. It's swift, safe, and simple, and you may qualify for a tax deduction.
Copy that, Joe, running 330s.
Redeemer Radio, go to redeemerradio.com and click on Donate My Car or call 1-866-628-CARS.
Dear, do you have any cash? I owe Heather for lunch. Oh, and we need to send Jason money for textbooks.
Sound familiar? Now there's an easier way to pay with People Pay from First Federal Bank. It uses First Federal's mobile app to quickly and securely text or email cash and e-gift cards.
Oh, I still have to get a gift card for Dan's birthday. I think there's an ATM on the way.
Stop hunting for ATMs and start using People Pay. Check it out at first-fed.com/peoplepay. Member FDIC.
What you do for work matters. Finding the right job can be a challenge unless you have the help of a local job search partner that has strong relationships with area employers. We are Spherion Staffing, built on helping talented individuals find rewarding office, call center, light industrial, and professional opportunities. With Spherion, you'll have the immediate interest of top employers who trust their workforce needs to us. Discover the Spherion difference. Call us at 496-9900 or online at spherion.com.
Back at Darcy Stadium, I'm Joe Parson, joined as always by Sean McBride here at home, and it is a 14-3 St. Francis lead. Some of the specialists beginning to come out right now, and Sean, we had some of the stats, and then they promptly took them off the screen. I did notice the one, and the one I think we're really interested in because Calagonis, Jacob Calagonis, a young sophomore running back, not all that big, 5'8", 135, but came in with just over 1,350 rushing yards. St. Francis knew they had to stop him. Number one, that was job one, and they've limited him to 11 carries and 23 net yards in the first half, and that speaks volumes as well.
It does. Actually, the quarterback has more yards on the ground than he does. So, again, they've done a fine job flowing to him and really capturing him for short losses or no gain whatsoever. So, again, the front 3 and 4 for University of St. Francis doing a good job. But we talk about Pearson Harnish and his linebacker core. They are really mopping things up quite well. So, again, this screen is going to change in an instant, Joe. We talked about Koima and Calagonis, 23 yards and 27 yards respectively. On the University of St. Francis side of things, Justin Green has 16 carries for 38 yards. The big troubling one on the ground, Nick Ferrer, with those sacks, has lost 26 yards. And, of course, those are called negative rushing yards for the quarterback right there. So, again, offering Ferrer more protection clearly is being talked about in the locker room right now.
Waiting for the teams to come out, and of course Sean will be making his way down at halftime to check in with head coach Kevin Donley, his changes at the halftime break. Right now it's 14-3. St. Francis holding on to a lead of 11. We'll be back with 1 minute timeout. This is Cougar Playoff Football on Redeemer Radio, 106.3 FM, Northeast Indiana.
Make a difference in your life and others by joining. Every great team has focus and talent, and at Parkview Sports Medicine, our focus is on you. From performance training and nutrition counseling to orthopedic surgery, athletic rehab, and more, Parkview Sports Medicine's got you covered. You can trust us to bring together today's top experts in sports medicine to improve the performance and treatment of athletes like you. Go to parkview.com/sportsmedicine to learn how we can help you and the athletes in your life be your best. Parkview Sports Medicine. Upgrade your game.
The season is officially underway as the Black Friday sales event is going on right now at Glenbrook Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. Score up to $6,000 off the award-winning 2017 Chrysler Pacifica. And trucks are selling like crazy with up to $8,000 in savings on 2017 Rams. Or check out the huge inventory of factory-backed certified pre-owned vehicles, all with massive savings. The Black Friday sales event runs all month long, so get in early to beat the stampede. Under the giant American flag on Coliseum or visit us online at glenbrookdodge.com. As American as it gets.
Let's bring in Sean McBride now and continue to look at some of these first half numbers.
Yeah, special thanks to Bill Scout, who's got us the first half stats here. Let's talk about the Northwestern Red Raiders here to start the first half when we run things down here. Rushing on the ground, they have 17 carries for 48 yards total. Through the air, they've got 34 yards net passing. The quarterback this time is 2 completions on 10 attempts and 1 interception. So total offense for Northwestern, 27 plays for 82 yards completely. Kickoff return that time, 2 for 58 yards and 1 interception return for 36 yards as well. They punted 3 times for an average of 29 yards per punt. 3 penalties on the day so far for Northwestern, 25 yards. Time of possession, 12 minutes and 26 seconds. Not doing well on third down. 1 of 7 on third down and 0 for 0 on fourth down. And they were in the red zone once and come away with no score there. When we look at the University of St. Francis, rushing yards, they've got total here, again, factoring in, again, the quarterback sacks here. They've got 20 touches for 12 yards net. Through the air, they've got 97 yards. Nick Ferrer went 9 completions on 17 attempts with 1 interception. So total offense, 37 plays, 109 yards so far in the first half for the Cougars. 2 punt returns for 19 yards there. 1 interception return for 26 yards. On the punts today, 3 punts for 48.3 yards. So clearly an average much better for the University of St. Francis and Nepper. And of course they have lost 1 fumble there. And so penalties, clean game so far for the Cougars. Time of possession, 17-34. Pretty good job on third down conversions, 3 of 9. 2 conversions, 2 out of 3 on fourth down. And they are perfect from the red zone. When we look on the ground for the University of St. Francis, again, Justin Green, 16 carries, only 38 yards here with a long of 6. And Nick Ferrer, again, we'll talk about them on the rushing game because that is a sack. Those are negative yards of 26 right there. Through the air, Nick Ferrer, 9 of 17 with 1 interception, 97 yards, and 2 touchdowns on the day with the long pass of 30. He is spreading it around. Rocky James has 4 catches for 29 yards. Justin Green has 3 catches for 24 yards and a touchdown. And Dan Rixey has 2 catches for 44 yards and a touchdown. Again, Joe Nepper, the punter, 3 punts with an average of 48.3 yards and that big long one of 67, and he put that inside the 20. So those are some first half numbers there, Joe, as the teams start to return to the field here shortly.
You know, you're getting ready to check down and check in with head coach Kevin Donley. We'll free you up, and we'll be back in 1 minute. This is Cougar Football on Redeemer Radio, 106.3 FM, Northeast Indiana.
Dear, do you have any cash? I owe Heather for lunch. Oh, and we need to send Jason money for textbooks.
Sound familiar? Now there's an easier way to pay with People Pay from First Federal Bank. It uses First Federal's mobile app to quickly and securely text or email cash and e-gift cards.
Oh, I still have to get a gift card for Dan's birthday. I think there's an ATM on the way.
Stop hunting for ATMs and start using People Pay. Check it out at first-fed.com/peoplepay. Member FDIC.
Hi, this is Charlie Momper from Momper Insulation. After last winter's brutal temperatures and record-breaking wind chills, it's not too early to start thinking about adding insulation to your attic, sidewalls, and crawl space. By adding additional insulation, you can cut your energy costs up to 30%. Call Momper Insulation today at 432-7543. Momper, the #1 name in insulation since 1956.
14-3 here at halftime. We're getting the teams of St. Francis coming out, and we'll be going down and check in with Coach Kevin Donley and John McBride will be down there shortly. A couple of numbers just jump out off the stat page here at halftime. One is penalties. St. Francis, no penalties in the first half. When is the last time that has happened? St. Francis came in averaging over 70 yards a game in penalties. They had just 3 last week for 42 yards, so a definite improvement over the last couple of weeks in that particular category. And Sean getting ready with the coach down below. Let's go down and check in with Sean McBride.
Okay, Joe, thanks very much. Standing here with Coach Donley to start the second half. Coach, what was your message to the team in the first half?
We just got to settle down and play our game good. They've made a few adjustments from what we've seen, so we just got to play our football game, play pitch and catch. We left a couple touchdowns out there. We just got to make some plays.
We need receivers, not droppers, right?
Yeah, we need to catch football.
That's right. All right, thanks very much, Coach. Back up to you, Joe.
Sean McBride with Kevin Donley will step out and we'll get ready for the start of the second half. Still anybody's ball game, and Northwestern will have first opportunity when we check back in. This is Cougar Football on Redeemer Radio 106.3 FM, Northeast Indiana.
I have a special word for married men, since I'm one of you. Our wives and children need us, faults and all. We are irreplaceable. We're made to be noble knights. Never leave your family. You are needed.
This is
God.
I'm running that 60-second forming faithful families, so yeah, we'll just be one behind.
Tell you what, go ahead and run that additional, that park view, and that will catch us up.
Sure. Channel the fight that is in us to love, sacrifice for, and protect our wives and children through thick and thin. It is before God that we made a vow when we became united in marriage with our wives. Let's keep it. Quote, so then, what God has united, man must not divide. Mark 10:9-10. I'm Jim Littleton, formingfaithfulfamilies.com.
Make a difference in your life and others by joining. Every great team has focus and talent, and at Parkview Sports Medicine, our focus is on you. From performance training and nutrition counseling to orthopedic surgery, athletic rehab, and more, Parkview Sports Medicine's got you covered. You can trust us to bring together today's top experts in sports medicine to improve the performance and treatment of athletes like you. Go to parkview.com/sportsmedicine to learn how we can help you and the athletes in your life be your best. Parkview Sports Medicine. Upgrade your game.
14-3 as we get ready for the second half to begin. We talked about stats that kind of catch your eye here at halftime. We mentioned the penalties, none against St. Francis. And the other one is passes completed by Tyson Koima. Came in completing 56% of his passes for just under 2,700 yards, 22 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. He is just 2 of 10 in the first half for 34 yards and 1 interception. So the Cougars will kick it away from left to right. It'll be the first opportunity for the Northwestern College Red Raiders to try to get things going. Always big factor. Remember last week, St. Francis trailed by 8 points at halftime. Justin Green returned that kickoff 86 yards for a touchdown. They got a 2-point conversion. And 15 seconds into the second half, it was a new game, a tie.
Yeah, that first drive coming out of the locker room is so critical, Joe. So let's see what the Red Raiders do here.
Gardner ready to put the foot into the ball at the 35. Drives it long and over in. going back into the end zone, and they're going to bring it out 2 yards deep to the 5 to the 10, and tripped up. They get only out to the 15-yard line. Not sure about that decision.
Well, it's aggressive. We'll put it that way. Don't know if it was the right one, but it's aggressive.
I had another adjective I was going to use, but I won't. So here we go. It'll be Northwestern sends out that offensive unit now. St. Francis has done a pretty good job.
Yeah, return man that time. Cannon Flores, the wideout, number 83. He is a freshman, and so that might have something to do with that decision.
One to catch the coach's eye, and he did. Here's Koima now, sets up. He sets up out of the shotgun formation, 3 wide to his right, wants to throw, now steps up, and he will run with the football. And trying to look for running room, he won't find much. Gets about a yard to the 16, and St. Francis on that first snap, a little bit more accountability, assignment football against the quarterback.
You wonder if Pearson Harnish is not ghosting the quarterback right now, because he had his eye on him the entire time, and as soon as he tucked that ball, he was off to the races. So Harnish did a fine job pursuing him.
Marcus Stepp out there gets a start in the second half at one of the linebackers. And it'll be 2nd down and 9. They flip-flop the running back to the left side. Here's a roll to the left side being pursued. They had to get rid of the ball. No chance on that one. It hung in the air. But Stan Jackson could not get to it.
Yeah, a little tip drill that time. The defensive backs practice that all the time. But again, it looked like his Shane Solberg, number 33, had a hand on it, tipped it up in the air, but the defense couldn't come up with it.
Now it'll be 3rd down and 8.
I like it.
Raiders trying to get out to their own 25-yard line on this 3rd down and 9 call. Call 3 wide to the left. Blitz being showed by Stepp, defensive right side. Now they back away, still 15 on the play clock. Koima hands on hips now, faces up the line of scrimmage. We're down to 9, we're down to 8. They flip-flop the tight end, Fakema. And here is the snap read option. They want to throw. Oh, it's Koima. Got to get it right. Nobody there. And that, let's see what we've got going here. Officials going to get together. Is that a safety? Was he in the... Nobody was in the vicinity.
Flag comes out, Joe. There it is.
Safety. Potential grounding. It is a safety. Or is it?
Wait a minute.
I don't think they're going to call the safety.
I think it's back at the 3-yard line.
Yeah.
Wow.
In fact, just inside the 3. So it will be 4th down. They'll have to punt the ball, but the Cougars will not get 2 points on the board. I thought that was close. Remember, throwing all the way out of the end zone.
Yeah, Helmut Mark just absolutely destroyed the interior of that line. He was in the quarterback's face before he knew what was going on, and he just had to get rid of that ball.
Now here's Braxton Williams, and on the end line, quick kick, got it away. That's going to take a bounce at the 32 out of bounds. So St. Francis will have great field position once again, leading at 14-3. They force basically a 3 and out, and now they're going to have the ball into Northwestern territory.
So effectively, let's talk about this, Joe. To start the second half, the USF offense is going to kick the ball at the 30-yard line of Northwestern. That's what we see. So it was a quick 3 and out. The offense melted for Northwestern, so the offense got a little extra chance to rest, watch the defense do their thing, and now they've got a very, very short field to work with, and let's see if they can make Northwestern pay. That was a big outing for the USF defense right there.
That starting lineup offensively on the front line comes out for USF, 1st and 10. They come up in press coverage on the corners again. Boswell in motion to the left side. They'll give the ball, no play action fake. Here's Ferrer, dances, throws over the middle. Looking, incomplete. Now a penalty flag. That was Rixey running down the middle, and there may be a penalty for Northwestern. Actually, wow, we didn't expect that flag.
Wow. And again, double coverage down there. I'm surprised he went for Rixey. Man in motion was Boswell, and he curls and flies down the outside lane. He had single man coverage out there. I thought they might try to go to the corner of the end zone for Boswell, but he decides to go over the middle.
As far as penalties against Northwestern, they had just 3 for 25. And Sean, while you're away, we were raving. St. Francis, I cannot. The mic didn't right then, but it is against Northwestern. But again, I cannot remember the last time St. Francis never had a penalty in a half.
In a half, yeah. A very clean game, very fast and very efficient. So, and again, a defensive penalty here against Northwestern. And USF back in the red zone.
That'll take the ball to the 15-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10, half the distance. Cougars, as we mentioned, coming in averaging over 70 yards a game in penalties. Now Ferrer. He's got an I formation offset to the right side, basically with Gegner in there. Now they're going to flip-flop him offset to the left side, basically on the left wing. And they'll look to Green. Green dance, cuts it outside, cuts at the 15, but not much more than that. Spun around and out of bounds around the 13-yard line. Again, it looked like it had much more, but the quick reacting Northwestern defense limits it.
Very impressive. Again, they flow to the right. The entire offense blocks down right. And then Green, as per design, starts right and then takes off like a shot to the left. That linebacker core knows where he is going almost, and did a great job pursuing him and really snubbing that game.
Cougars a great opportunity to try to stretch this 11-point lead into much more. They've got 2nd down and 8 from the 13-yard line. Motion again, Boswell. They look at Green quickly up the middle, pushes the pile inside the 10, and he's down to about the 8-yard line.
That's what we like to see right there. That big offensive line by USF exerting their dominance, getting a nice push up front, and a nice push from behind by Green as well. So nice gainer that time, and inside the 10-yard line they are now.
They'll bring up a 3rd down call for the Cougars. Christman was in there, checks out Gegner as well. In comes Rocky James. He'll be sent with Boswell wide to the left. That's the wide side of the field. And they will have a tight end in there to the right side.
That's Rooney.
Let's see if we got a little razzle-dazzle coming up here. Here's pump fake, now throw to the corner. Now one sails way high. Intended for Rocky James, but even at 6'1", no chance on that one.
Yeah, too much air underneath that ball. Very interesting. So a little backside protection. They bring in Reese Roney, number 74, and he's going to check out now as well. So again, just a little wrinkle by the offense to give Ferrer a little extra protection that time and no backside pressure. It works, but the pass was errant.
It'll be 4th down, and they need about 3 yards. Ball's at the 8-yard line now, so they got to get down to about the 5. Strength is to the right side. Here's Green, and trying no, he's not going to get there. Got only just inside the 10, back to about the 8-yard line. So it'll be a 4th down stop, and it'll be a 4th down stop for the Raiders, and they'll take over the football deep in their own territory, but they keep it 14-3.
Yeah, Novotny that time did a fine job from his linebacker position, getting some backside pressure and stopping that game. And again, so USF offense from a short field. That drive started on the 30, and they were only able to get down to about the 8-yard line. That is going to be a disappointment.
Yeah, you wonder about those things when you leave points on the board with 2 dropped possible touchdowns, and now a failed 4th down bid down deep. Shotgun formation, now the read option. They'll give the ball. Here's a keeper play by Koima coming near side, steps out of bounds short of the 15. That is where he is so effective. Came in with 623 rushing yards and 14 rushing touchdowns, Sean, and he'll pick up about 6 yards.
Well, we talked about, second half adjustments and getting the quarterback more active in the offense. And, of course, that time we see it being effective. You got, 6 yards on that carry on 1st downs. If you get 6 yards every drive, man, you're doing great.
Raiders huddling up now with still 15 on the play clock. They'll send 3 wide to the right side. Still shotgun formation. Koima again hands it off. Here's Calagonis and wrapped down. Well, let's see. That was Harnish that got knifed through there and dropped them inside the 15, back to the 14-yard line.
He's having a game. Harnish did a great job that time, not buying the fake at all. Went to that first man through and tackled him right away.
Now it'll bring up 3rd down and still a long 3, closer to 4. They've got to get the ball out to their own 18 on this snap. Cougars with 10 men up within about 5 yards of the line of scrimmage. Koima changes the play call at the line of scrimmage, checking to the Northwestern bench. Still 12 on the play clock. 3 wide to the left side. Calagonis in as the running back, offset to the left side. Here is the read option. They want to throw the ball over the middle. Got a wide open catch that time at the 25 on a 1st down. Carry across the 30 to the 32. That was Shane Sahlberg.
Beautiful job that time by Shane, finding that open spot in the zone, and he did. He found that spot. He was about 3 yards away from anybody. It's a nice little bubble that time, and the quarterback put that ball right on the money.
10-7, Morningside leads St. X. One of the other quarterfinal games going on elsewhere. 1st and 10. Now here's the read option and a run. That time a keeper play by Koyman. He rolls up to the 40-yard line.
Well, again, we talked about that as an adjustment, getting the quarterback active. Right up the middle, again, when you're keying on that dangerous running back, the quarterback is left alone and he's making them pay.
Right now, Northwestern using Calagonis as a decoy. That's a gain of 7, 2nd down and 3. Koyman steps away once again, now says something to his running back, Calagonis. Play clock still one on. Here's an option run and pitches the ball. Calagonis made a one-hand catch, but is dropped for a loss back around the 39.
Yeah, that's not going to work. You've got a defense that is much too fast, and you've got to be spot on with that pitch. So the freshman quarterback, really another freshman mistake that time. Calagonis, very good job at actually getting a hold of that ball as the pitch was behind him. And still a loss on the play.
How about anybody else, Sean? That's a fumble.
Right.
Lee Stewart came up and run support stopped it, and it's going to be 3rd down and 3. And they try to reach the 42-yard line. With the crowd coming alive now, they want to stop. Try to get the ball back. 9:44 remains in this 3rd quarter. A little motion by the tight end. Here is a screen coming up near side. That ball is dropped, and it's going to be incomplete. There was a lollipop put up by Pushelman, and he had no chance on that one. They were going down on him. It'll be 4th down.
It sure will. Lee Stewart just sniffed that one. He saw that ball go popping up into the air, and he started flying to that receiver and just laid the wood. Did not give him a chance to get that ball.
Stan Jackson and Marcus Stepp were talking to the linesman on that. There was something they wanted to call to his attention. That's for future benefit, I'm sure.
Sure.
So Williams comes on to punt the ball away. He's been a busy guy today. Both punters have been. They'll wait at the Northwestern 25 for the snap. Looking up in the sun, Rixey and Boswell. Here comes the snap. Rushes on, kick is away. Wobbly ball that comes down. Rixey's got it, battling the sun, and he gets the catch made at the 32 of St. Francis. So the Cougars had a marvelous opportunity when they forced a punt and had that ball down deep, could not get it in from the 8-yard line, and now they'll start again with a new set of downs from their own 33-yard line is where they spot it.
And again, hats off to that Cougar defense right there, keeping the offense in the game here. I'd like to see a nice, long, sustained drive here. And some good success through the ground. If they can grind down this Northwestern defense, the 4th quarter should be theirs.
By the way, last report we had Woodland leading Southridge in the 2A State High School Championship. Pump fake, here's Ferrer, a lot of time. Now rolls to its right, looking, directing traffic. Throws it back against the grain, and that one just did not get there. Trying to find Rocky James on a comeback pattern.
Well, again, we see a flooded zone everywhere back here by the defensive backfield, not giving Ferrer any targets whatsoever, but no pressure either. So he finally just had to roll it out, tries for something back across the middle of the field, and was just short.
Clock stops with 9:18 remaining in this 3rd quarter. 14-3 St. Francis. Boswell and Rocky James, the 2 wideouts to the left side, the wide side of the field. Rixey sets up short side right. He's going to have double coverage against him. Northwestern back in cover 2. They'll run the ball. Here's running run for Green. Steps out of the tackle, 40, 45. Still on his feet, battles just short of midfield with a Cougar 49, 1st and 10.
Fantastic stuff. On the ground, good conservative, and let Green do what he does. And another 1st down for the USF Cougars.
That offensive line opened up just enough seam for Green to get through the initial point of attack, and then he does his thing. From the 49, under 9 minutes, time remaining 3rd quarter. Neither team has scored. Still 14-3, 2 wide to the left, same set as last. They'll run Green, they'll play action fake. Ferrer steps up, throws to the right, looking for Rixey. Rixey's got the ball inside the 15-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10. Here come the Cougars. Knocking on the door.
Rixey just doing a great job. I saw him lined up. He was in press coverage right there, and it looked like he was going to take the play off. He just kind of took a step, maybe a walk forward, and then after a count of 2, took off like a shot down the sidelines, and he beat that coverage.
Well, the Cougars have been here before. Very recently could not knock it in for a score. Now they've got it 1st and 10 at the Red Raider 14-yard line. Ferrer out of the shotgun with Green. Offset to the left side. Motion now by Boswell. They'll flip the ball to him. He's going to need a block somewhere. He's not going to get it. And he's knocked out of bounds maybe a yard to the 13-yard line.
Yeah, he had a blocker out there, Boswell, who was trying to push his defender out to the sidelines. Green was already there. Didn't have a really, or check that. Green was the blocker. Boswell on the jet sweep. Tried to take it outside, but the defender was there. If he would have cut it up, he might have had something.
And Sean, we talked about it all day, but these Northwestern defenders, very difficult to block.
Yes.
They're quick, they're athletic, they fly to the football, and they do not get blocked. 2nd down and 9, too wide to the right. Now motioned by Justin Green. Ferrer checks back, throws left side. It's got Casey Call with a catch for a short gain somewhere around the 10-yard line. And more, maybe a field goal looks large to create a 14-point lead.
Let's see what they do here. Paul doing a fine job dragging tacklers with him that time. And, we haven't seen that all day, really an overpowering offensive effort here. This is a stout defense. So Paul, when he drags tacklers, that's impressive.
They'll spot it at the Northwestern 10-yard line. It's 3rd down and 6. Cougars obviously in 4-down yardage area. But Northwestern very, very stingy. Short drop. Here's a throw left side. That's tough ball, but it was covered right there against Rocky James, and he just could not get his hands out and stretch for it and bring up 4th down. And we're going to see Gavin Gardner coming on, I believe, to try to give St. Francis a 14-point lead.
Again, because of that tight coverage, he wasn't able to spin around and make a play on that ball. So hats off to that Northwestern defense.
That's where maybe you'd like to think Chrisman at 6'6" would have perhaps potentially a better chance. This will be a 27-yard attempt from the left side hash mark. Gavin Gardner, Nepper to the hold, waiting for the snap. Here it is. Right footed kick is on the way. It is certainly deep enough, on the way, and good. 27-yard field goal. Gavin Gardner tacks on points. First point scored by anybody in the second half. It'll be 17-3 Cougars at the 7:02 mark. We'll be back. This is Cougar Football on Redeemer Radio 106.3 FM, Northeast Indiana.
You can help support your Catholic parish or school with Notre Dame Federal Credit Union's Elevate program. You'll not only enjoy excellent personal service and save money with your new loan or credit card, you'll also be giving money back to the participating parish or school you care about. Let Notre Dame Federal Credit Union elevate all participating parishes or schools. Elevate can be reached at 844-230-6611 or visit us online at ndelevate.com. Independent from the university.
Football fans, H&L Electric is your full-service electrical contractor. From commercial and industrial to residential, H&L Electric can handle the smallest to the largest of projects for your business or residence. Call Pete Henry at H&L Electric.
Well, as you know, St. Francis is the #1 seed. If they can get a win here today, they would be home again next Saturday at 12 noon against an opponent to be determined. But a long way to go before that's established. Still 7:02 on the clock in the 3rd quarter, but it's 17-3 St. Francis. Gardner approaching, just hit the 27-yard field goal, drives it, fading to the left. That'll get into the end zone. It'll be a touchback. And Northwestern will go to work offensively once again with work to be done now by the Red Raiders.
Very interesting start to the second half here, Joe. Both of these offenses trying to find their way against these defenses that have been playing exceedingly well. So we see the Cougar defense back out onto the field. And let's see what this freshman quarterback can muster here for Northwestern.
You always worry a little bit. You've had 2 dropped would-be touchdowns. You've had failure from at the 8-yard line to get it in. So potential, that's 21 points, but you're up 17-3 because of that defense. Read option again, and here's Koyman throwing. He's got a man downfield, and that's incomplete. A dive laying out for it at the Cougar 37-yard line, but incomplete. That Sahlberg was the intended receiver, but remember we saw Benedictine. It flashed through my mind. They had a touchdown about that same type of play.
Yeah, you're exactly right. And again, if it was 6 inches less, he would have caught that ball. He had to go flat to get it, and it was just off his fingertips. So again, brave call throwing against the wind that deep, but they were almost successful.
2nd down and 10. Red Raiders do huddle up now. Play clock is running. We're down to 15. They made a player substitution as well. Now they come up to the line of scrimmage and getting ready to snap this football. 3 wide to the left here on 2nd down and 10. Koima looks to hand it off and gave it to Calagonis and wrapped up and dropped for a loss. Was getting through there. Was that Malachi Mannion? No, 82.
It was number 32 for the Mannion, yeah, from his DN position.
I had it right the first time, didn't I?
You did.
I confused myself.
Well, great pressure that time as he did not bite on the fake. And again, Mannion doing a fine job blowing that play right up. Big tackle for loss.
Loss of 5 back to Noseville football inside the Northwestern 20-yard line. Now they've got to get out to their 35-yard line on this snap. 3rd down and long. Koima again with the snap. Looks, wants to throw. Has time. Throws to the near side. He's got an out pattern. That's Sahlberg close, and he's got the 1st down. And a penalty flag now thrown. That might be hit out of bounds against St. Francis.
Yeah, that's going to go against the USF defense, and that's going to set up Northwestern very well, probably near midfield now after the reception. It was a 1st down anyway, but that was a close call. It could have gone either way, so yeah, I could see the flag.
And every once in a while you have those lapses, mental lapse, and lack of control by the guys in silver and blue, and that's going to cost them, I believe. Armando Espinoza, our referee, will let us know here shortly. Well, no, he won't, because the microphone probably not working.
Are they going to pick up that flag? Okay, so no flag on the play, but the play will stand.
It will be a 1st down. The crowd didn't like the call. I think they were thinking it was going to go against Northwestern. But it will be 1st and 10 for the Red Raiders with 6 minutes exactly remaining here in the 3rd quarter. Now Levi to Brink splits out to the near side. Read option. They'll give that in. Koima again wrapped up. He got to the 40. Full angle run to the left side. Again, they basically used Calagonis as a decoy this entire 2nd half.
You're right. That's exactly what they've done. And the quarterback is getting punished for running the ball. As again, Harnish came in and brought him down. But still, it was a nice 4-yard gain on 1st down. And if that's what your quarterback can do, then that's what he's going to do.
So it'll be 2nd down and 6. Taking a lot of time as to Brink again. Wide to the right side. He'll be joined out there by Jared Nelson. 2 top receivers. Got a wing back off the left side. Here's a throw into the slot. They've got a catch and a 1st down. Across the 46, close to the 47, where they'll spot the ball, they'll move the chains, and here comes Northwestern now.
And I see Northwestern really trying to go to the air more often now, even over the top in a more vertical mode here with under 5 to go in the 3rd quarter. They're down by 14, so time is now becoming a factor, and I see them being a little more aggressive here on the play call.
Horselman comes in. He's tight to the left side. Actually, he's going to line up kind of like a wing back. 2 wide to the left of Koima, the freshman quarterback. And looks read option again, wants to throw, checks off, throws back to the right. He's got another catch on the back. And an interception by St. Francis on the deflected ball. Here comes the run to the right side, to the 45, to the 40-yard line. And down to the 36-yard line. St. Francis with their 2nd pick of the day. And they'll be in business at the Northwestern 36.
Wilmer Cole, number 41. Heads up job, young man, doing a fine job. The quarterback had it, lost it, the ball was contested, and Wilmer Cole was right there in coverage, scooped the ball and ran it back for a nice return.
So the Cougar crowd is showing their appreciation for that Cougar defense. That's definitely been the story here today. Clock stopped with 4:25 remaining in this 3rd quarter. Duke Blackwell is checked into the ball game now up in the slot to the left side. And here is Ferrer looking to hand the ball to Green. Green looking for running room, sprints away at the 30 to the, well, he got tripped up from behind. He got down to the 27-yard line. I thought he had a chance.
He did have a chance right there. That was Bryce Van Beek, number 32, the safety, getting a hold of him. Thank goodness for the Northwestern faithful, because, again, he was off to the races.
Got him by an ankle and maybe saved the touchdown. That is a gain of 9, 2nd down and 1 at the 4-minute mark here late in this 3rd quarter. Cougars huddling up now and coming up to the line of scrimmage. Ball basically in the middle of the field. Rocky James in wide to the left. And here's Ferrer now, the offset eye to the left side. Blackwell in motion, right to left, to the wide side of the field. And play action fake. Here is a Ferrer looking, throws over the middle, looking for Chrisman, can't find the handle. A little bit too long along the end line, so that'll stop the clock with 3:34 remaining in the quarter.
Ferrer wanted that home run ball because alone in the flats to the left side was Blackwell. There was nobody around him. He was standing wide open, but Ferrer wanted it all, and he went for it, and an incomplete pass.
Reese Roney started in. He is going to come into the ball game, and I still think Coach D's got a little something special in mind with that young man.
Yeah, he's going to check in as a tight end over here, outside tackle.
There's one big fella.
Yes, it is.
Second down and 10. Actually, third down and 2. Third down and a long one, let's call it. Cougars needing about 1.5 yards. Here's Ferrer, gives to Green. He's got running room off to the right tackle. Steps out of the tackle. Stop and go at the 15. He'll have the first down. That'll stop the clock with 3:29 remaining here.
That's fun to watch right there. Pick number 74. Reese Roney checks in there, and he is an inside blocker. And then right behind him, checking in is the power back, Chris Smith, number 44. They had a lot of meat on that side of the line. He checks in. It's 5'10", 230-pound sophomore out of Pike, and more than enough power over there to get the job done.
Yeah, you mentioned Roney, not a small fella either, 6'4", 265. So now it's 1st and 10. USF trying to manage the clock and tack on the lead. Green again up the middle, looking for running room. Angles carries the pile right side inside the 20. Got pushed back. They'll spot him down right at the 20-yard line.
Yeah, grabbing his jersey isn't going to do enough to bring him down.
Tanner Mahacek in there. Leads the Red Raiders with tackles coming in, 79 tackles on the year to start this ball game. But Green picks up 5. Cougars doing exactly what they want to do, managing the clock. We're down to 2:34 remaining here in the third quarter. 17-3, Cougars by 2 touchdowns. Now a tight formation other than Rixey. Blackwell in motion, right to left, counter run coming up. Green looking for running room, not finding much, and dives down for what he can get out of bounds near side, maybe a couple to the 18.
There's a flag on the play. This might be holding against the Cougar offense here.
Well, that would be news right now because that would be the first penalty of the day.
Right.
Against the silver and blue. Again, Armando Espinoza will let us know. It is holding. It is against St. Francis. Alex Woods is going to be whistled that time, so it will remain second down. But the penalty now is going to take the ball back to the Northwestern 30-yard line. Second down and 15 from the 30. In sort of a tight formation, except for Rixey wide to the short side. They come up and press coverage on him. Ferrer looking, and boy, there's got to be a penalty flag. I don't think there is one. They were looking for Gagner, trying to run a post-corner route. I'll tell you, I didn't get the number, but somebody got pulled down from behind on a tackle. And Silver and Blue should have got a penalty that time.
They should have, but there's no flag on the play, interestingly enough. And Ferrer had some time back there, time that he didn't think he was going to have. He actually checked off to the right, thinking there was going to be some pressure, and there really wasn't much there.
Well, it'll be still third down and 15. They'd love to get at least about 10 yards. Give Gavin Gardner another chance at a field goal opportunity to increase that 2-touchdown lead. Trying to make it a 3-score lead with just under 2 minutes remaining in this third quarter. Here's Ferrer, steps up in the pocket, pumps, throws right side. Got Rixey with the 15 to the 10. Got a chance, touchdown! Needed 15 to get 30.
Look at the jets on that kid, huh? Wow. He just outran his coverage, Joe. There was 2 men in the backfield that could not catch him after the catch, and he took it to the house.
Ferrer with time, stepping up the pocket, finding Rixey, and then he was gone. That is a big play for St. Francis. That'll push the lead out to an even 20, trying to make it a 3-touchdown lead now with 1:49 remaining. Gavin Gard, high snap, but the kick is long enough on the way and good. So make it 24-3. Cougars by 21 here late in this third quarter. We'll return to Darcy Stadium. This is Cougar football on Redeemer Radio 107.3 FM, Northeast Indiana.
Do you hear the devotion to Lady Guadalupe? Travel with Redeemer Radio Odysseys to Mexico City and see firsthand the tilma of Juan Diego bearing the image of the Holy Virgin Mary. Register by February 28th to save $100 on your trip.
To find more information about our Mexico Odyssey, visit Redeemer Radio Odysseys on our website at redeemerradio.com or call me, Tina Schneider, at 260-436-2482.
Kind of tough to diagram those plays, Sean McBride. When you got 3rd and 15, you're hoping maybe to get into field goal range. You'll take the 7.
That's exactly right. Rixey just, what an athlete. He was so fast, did a fine job curling back to help Ferrer out. Ferrer hits him on the money, and he is off to the races for a quick 6.
Shane Sahlberg, one of the kick returns back deep. They wait inside the 5-yard line. And Gardner has been kicking the ball very well today. He's got a field goal. Now waiting to put the foot on the ball from the 35. And they go onside. The ball did it go 10 yards. I believe that Northwestern's got it. That's a little bit of it. I don't think that was exactly the way that Gavin Gardner would like to do that onside. It did not really have the distance.
No, it sure didn't. So let's see what the scrum is. Did they give Northwestern a short field is the question. Looks like they may have.
Kevin Donley trying to drive the stake into the heart of the Red Raiders here. Minute 49, but they'll have the ball at the USF 45-yard line on that failed onside kick. Well, nothing else that keeps it in view of other teams coming in, hopefully to Darcy Stadium next Saturday and beyond. But now empty backfield, 4 wide to the right. Here's a quick screen coming to the right side. Catch is made. Now they give ground and they throw back near side. Koima wants to run to the 45, to the 40, down on the near sidelines, and inside the Cougar 35 he goes.
Yeah, trickeration on display. Now Northwestern is really thinking about what they have to do to try and win. Looks like we got a timeout on the field with a Cougar injury. But yeah, the lateral back across the field and a little trickeration. Let's see where they put this ball.
So the Cougars have a penalty, or an injury, I should say. It's Matt Kominkevich that's helped off the field. Actually coming off, he's holding the left side of his neck.
That's May, isn't it? 93?
Oh, 93.
93, Jordan May.
Okay, I thought it was 83. So it's Jordan May that's going to have some work down there. He's going right to the locker room, in fact.
Yeah, starting defensive end, Jordan May coming on the field here.
So we'll see even more of Malachi Mannion, who's played well though as a backup. 1st and 10. Here's Koima, wants to throw again. Looks, throws over the middle. He's got a man over there. And the ball is tipped into the air and intercepted in the end zone. Stan Jackson throws it away, and the Cougars have got their 3rd pick of the day with 1:12 remaining in the quarter.
Jackson, what a play that time. He saw the ball in the air, high pointed the jump, and he nails that interception in the end zone. What a defensive play by the Cougars.
So St. Francis will take over the football with just 1:12 remaining in the quarter.
That was a thing of beauty, Joe. Stepping right in front of the receiver as the ball was coming, high pointed it, timed his jump perfectly. USF with the ball back.
Yeah, the ball kind of deflected in the air. You always worry about that. For a moment, it's anybody's ball, and it turned out it was all Stan Jackson's ball. So the Cougar offense comes back on the field now. 1st and 10 at the USF 20-yard line. Here's Ferrer looking to Green. Green advances, looking in, still on his feet, cuts it back to the left side, turns it up at the 25, 30, 35, 40-yard line, and looked like he might have. He came up a little bit awkwardly late in that run. Hope he's all right. But we saw that. Sean, I know you weren't there with me down at Wangler. I called the play over. It was a run into the middle. He turned to the left, and he was gone.
Yeah, boy, oh boy. Again, when they float right, they're being very aggressive against Green, and when he can change direction and he sees Green Acres in front of him on the left side, there was literally nobody there. And boy, did he make them pay.
He does that little pivot move when you think he's down. He's not. Now improving field position at the 45 for St. Francis. We're down to 37 seconds remaining. Green again on counter run to the 50 to the 45 and looking for additional yards. Steps out of bounds inside the 40 to about the 39.
You know, he was so very patient on that run, letting his downfield blocks mature and finding those points, zigzagging and just taking his time, chewing up yards, and now they're back in the Northwestern territory.
I'm surprised Green, well, they're going to bring in a change now. Eli Wallace is going to give Green a blow. What a performance again when St. Francis, after the third interception, starting with the ball at their own 20, now they're at the 40-yard line, and I think we'll take the clock down to triple zeros here at the end of the third quarter. So St. Francis on top by 3 touchdowns here at home, 24-3, trying to finish it off and trying to gain the Final Four next Saturday here at Darcy Stadium. This is Cougar Football on Redeemer Radio, 106.3 FM, Northeast Indiana.
This is David X with Union Savings Bank Mortgage Department. So happy to support Bishop Lures and Bishop Joyner student athletes who work so hard to be the best they can be. I'm here to support you too as you look for mortgage lending. If you need a home loan, pick up the phone and call me, 418-6191 anytime for low closing costs and great rates. 418-6191. I offer what you want, low closing costs and great rates. Call 418-6191. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
A clean office space. Okay.
So for live reads, I think we got a Bishop Lures and one more H&L Electric.
Bishop Lures.
Cleaning is the choice of a lot of Fort Wayne companies because of the 100% satisfaction guarantee. Siokas does it with built-in check systems to make sure your business is clean beyond your expectations every time. First impressions are critical, so make sure yours is always the best with professional cleaning from Siokas. The best people, the best service. 483-2112 or online at siokas.com.
First and 10, we start the fourth quarter. Cougars at the Northwestern 40-yard line, leading at 24-3. Here's a run by Eli Wallace up the middle, gains 5 yards down to the 35. So the freshman 5'9" running back replacing Justin Green.
Again, we harken back to that defensive stand, Joe, that Coach Donley decided to roll the dice on that onside kick. And so they give Northwestern a short field here, but Stan Jackson coming out huge with that interception. And now off the legs of Justin Green, we've got a short field again for the University of St. Francis on offense to start this fourth quarter.
Don't forget, we mentioned earlier, no Ryan Johnson here today, out with a bit of an injury. Here's a give now to Wallace, looks, lowers the shoulder, gets back to the line of scrimmage at the 35. That is it. So they'll bring up third down. And now we're going to see Rocky James and Dan Rixey coming back in along with Sean Boswell. So the three amigos come out.
That's right.
Ryan Sonata will check in.
As a pass protector, I'm guessing.
Just trying to reach the 30-yard line. They were 3 of 9 on third down opportunities in the first half. And the biggest number of all, they've got the lead. They've held this talented Northwestern team to a single field goal, 24-3. Now they come up outside blitzes either side. Here's Ferrer looking, dances, throws short. He's got to catch that call. Call's got the first down. Gave some ground back, but it still have it down to the 28. That's enough to move the chains.
That's it. He was, again, the outlet pass coming out of the backfield that time. Slow to get out of the secondary, but just effective. And that's all they needed was a first down. They still have the ball, getting closer to the red zone.
Didn't get the best of spots. They mark it back at the 29, but it is enough for the first down. Cougars now content to, the clock is their ally. Inside of 13.5 minutes remaining. Rixey to the short side, the lone wide out there. Rocky James, along with Boswell, here to the wide side. They're the wideouts, and Ferrer taking time off the clock. We're still at 7 on the play clock. He's got time. He wants to reposition now. Call off the left wing back and gives now to Green. Green darts inside at the 20, 15, 10. He will make it into the end zone. Justin Green to the house. 29 yards at the 12:53 mark. And this one is just about over.
Wow. Green did a fine job that time. Tremendous block there by Casey Cole when he reset to this side of the field from the wingback position right there. His job was a kickout block on the D end, and he did it exceedingly well. Green hits the right hole, and nobody touched him for 29 yards. Wow, that was impressive.
And suddenly this Cougar offense is coming alive as well. They've been helped immensely today by the defense. Right-footed kick by Gardner on the way, and that is going to be no good. Thought he pulled a little bit to the left. He did. That'll leave it, though, 30-3. Cougars by 27. And we'll step out again. This is Cougar Football on Redeemer Radio, 106.3 FM, Northeast Indiana.
This is Cindy Black, Executive Director of Redeemer Radio. We hear many stories of how God has spoken to people's hearts through Redeemer Radio with what they need, when they need it. Please share that people have come to confession after many years away. Young adults who have doubted their faith are reassured by what they hear. Non-Catholics who have journeyed into the church often cite Redeemer Radio as a key influence. Lives are being transformed thanks to our generous donors. You too can join our mission by going to redeemerradio.com or calling the station. Welcome home to your family of faith.
Well, Northwestern coming in 10-1. After a big win last week on the road at Langston, but this Cougar defense, they have been the real deal. As the ball blows off the tee for Gardner, so they'll reset it now with 12:53 remaining. And USF right now still just under 13 minutes away from game time, but looking to make the Final Four and be back here at home. Woodland still leads 14-7 over Southridge. Not sure where that is, Sean, but here's a kick now. Fielded at the 5. Run by Sahlberg, I believe, up the left sidelines. There's a penalty flag thrown. It'll be a gain out to just short of the 30-yard line. And let's see what we're going to have here. A couple of flags on the field.
Yeah, the back judge threw that flag about 30 yards. I don't know what's going on.
Good distance.
Yeah, well, while we have time, Joe, just a reminder that this afternoon's broadcast is brought to you by Bishop Lewis High School, a Catholic educational community that instills in each student dignity, integrity, respect, and responsibility. You can catch the Lewis spirit at www.bishoplewis.org.
Sean, I know we've talked about it so many times over the last several years, but you look at the contributions by Bishop Lures, by Bishop Dwenger, in fact, all of Fort Wayne, Snyder, Carroll, you name it. Each school's got some kids from the previous high school on this Cougars 2017 roster. You look at Spencer Coward, again, a local guy. And they have all come together to make this a juggernaut, winning a national championship last year. And who knows, might have a chance to get down at Daytona Beach in a couple of weeks.
Well, that's exactly right, Joe. When you think about it, this team has not lost a game in over a calendar year. And I just want that to sink in, with our listeners and fans, because this is local talent. This is Indiana, this is Ohio and Southwest Michigan talent, but the heart and soul of it.
Penalties each way, Sean. Go ahead and continue. They'll offset.
Well, again, it's a local regional school, and so when you think about the contributions from the kids playing on Friday nights to come here on a Saturday afternoon and being able to travel and go throughout the Midwest and represent our area, it's just a beautiful thing. And again, to be able to talk about guys here on the team that you've seen grow up playing football, it's very special.
And consider this schedule also. I think we pointed to 5 teams ranked within the top 20-25 that St. Francis week after week had to go against. And, I'm not going to mention names, but you look at some of the other schedules of some of these playoff teams, they maybe play 1 or 2 ranked teams at best all season long.
Right.
So the Cougars are battle tested. Here's a kick, and Gardner had a charge into that kick. It goes into the end zone. It'll be a touchback with 12:45 remaining.
Yeah, he'll have none of that. That was a beautiful kick, kind of against the wind, as the wind is coming out of the northwest, and he's kicking to the north. So he put all of it into that.
We do not see Jordan May back out there. Blake Blaker has come in at defensive end right now. Jamesich and Hemmelgarn also complete that down 3. Marcus Stepp is in there on the defensive right side as well. Here's Koima, play action fake, wants to throw, now rolls to his right, buying time, throws over the middle, has got a bobbled catch. That's Calagonis with that catch. I believe that's his first of the day. Gets about 7 or 8 yards. And they'll spot it up to the 34-yard line.
Yeah, Calagonis is back there in protection and then released and dragged to clear for the middle. The quarterback hit him.
Now the Cougars come up in press coverage on the outside. That's Wilmer Cole. Shotgun formation. Koima wanting to throw again. Throws the out pattern. Got a wide open catch. Stumbled up to the 45. That'll be good for a first down. And here come the Red Raiders. That catch by Jared Nelson.
Jameson's able to get a hit on the quarterback as he released the ball. That was close, but no flag on the play.
Hurry up offense now for the Red Raiders. Just over 12 minutes remains. Here's Koima again. Short drop. Looks, throws to left, and Cougars giving a lot of ground, trying to keep the play in front. Miller Cole had the coverage. Catch is good for a first down. To Brink on that catch at the USF 42. Don't want to get them too comfortable.
No. Again, because what they're going to do is try and go for the double hit of the chair route and fake underneath and go long.
Koima to throw. Flush to his left. Looks, throws short. He's got a catch. To Brink, short of the first down at the USF 32. This team's got the capability, though, to move very quickly upfield.
And it looks like the 2-minute drill is on display here. The quick hitters out to the sidelines, so they catch the ball, they get out of bounds, they stop the clock, and they're able to regroup back in the huddle.
Offensive line averaging 284 a man starting today, tackle to tackle, and they are tall. Two of their offensive linemen, 6'4". Another one at 6'3". They've got 9 yards on that last catch, second down and 1. Galagonis, the running back, but it's going to be a throw, and here is Koima maneuvering, looking for time, throws it up. He's got a catch inside the 15-yard line, and down to the 10. They'll be knocking on the door. It'll be first and goal or close to it. They're going to bring that one down, and it'll be a timeout called by St. Francis. Stop the clock with 11:10 remaining in this ball game. Cougars have kept them out of the end zone. They permitted only a lone field goal, but it's 30-3 with Northwestern threatening. We'll be back. This is Cougar Football on Redeemer Radio, 106.3 FM, Northeast Indiana.
Howdy, folks. This is Jimmy Aiken from Catholic Answers Live, which is heard right here on Redeemer Radio weekdays from 6 to 8 p.m. On Catholic Answers Live, we take live phone calls and offer Catholics and non-Catholics an opportunity to hear from and talk with some of the leading apologists and theologians in the church today. Thank you for listening to and supporting Catholic programming like Catholic Answers Live right here on Redeemer Radio.
With Sean McBride, I'm Joe Parson back at Darcy Stadium. Sean, you always worry a little bit. You know, you've been successful with what you're doing, and now you try to come with more cushion, try to come with more prevent football, and sometimes you get away from the stuff that's been so successful for you defensively.
Yeah, precisely right. So again, when you get your defense back together and you see what they are trying to do now with the quick hitters and the hitches, you have to be very careful, because if you do the press coverage or the tight man coverage, will they then try and burn you deep is the question. Really, I'd like to see them pressure that quarterback even more and get him out of a comfortable position.
Northwestern 1st and 10 at the Cougar 11. They're down by 27. Here's Koima out of the gun. Pump fake, looks, throws over the middle, short. He's got a catch short of the goal line. And that might have been Sahlberg. Inside the 5, got down to about the 2.
Yeah, just an inside lane that time, set up by the blocking scheme. And they are knocking on the door now.
We're at 11 minutes, time remaining. Calagonis offset to the left side. Koima sets up out of the gun once again on second down. Option run, now pitches the ball. Got Calagonis and trying to get into the end zone. Did he lose the foot? They did not score, I'll put it that way.
He was reaching for the goal line and did not make it. It's going to be on the 1-inch line. Now, we've seen some epic goal line stands here by the USF Cougar defense. Let's see if this is the time.
Yeah, the ball is just, well, it's not even the length of the football away from the goal line. It will be first down and goal officially from the 1. Now, Calagonis still in the shotgun formation. They have 2 blockers. They're going to change them to the left side, the 2 tight ends. Motion now by Nelson. And here is a run by Koima trying to get into the end zone. Let's see if he got there. He did not.
He lost a yard.
So they went with student body left with the 2 tight ends. Grosselman along with Fatima. He could not get it in. It was second down and goal. Still officially from the 1. Now, Calagonis offset to the right side. And they'll give the ball to him. And did he not think he got in? Short again. It'll be third down and goal from the 1. Calagonis, he's quick, but again, 135 pounds only. And you're not going to get much against this big, stout defensive front line.
They need to watch some game film. I mean, St. Francis is just famous for their goal line stance. We've got another one on display right here.
Nosing football now outside the 1 yard line. It'll be 3rd down and goal from the 1. See if Kramer tries to scramble again. Now they flip-flop the 2 tight ends to the left side. Motion by Jared Nelson. And a run to the left side by Kramer. Cuts it back up. He did not get in. Knocked down outside the 1 again. It'll be 4th down and goal.
Wow. That is impressive. That is simply impressive. That is just Cougar defense on display right here at the goal line.
He did not see who knifed in there to nail him. You would most likely think Harnish or Dutton.
Yeah, because they bring step up as more of a defensive end or a 4th man on the front line there to try and seal that edge.
Will remain 3rd down and goal from the 6. Not so sure I've seen that 4th goal from the 1.
Yeah, sometimes when you create space like that, you give your playmakers opportunity.
Now Portland stays tight to the left side. They do spread out some wideouts. Here's Nelson in motion as Koyman looking, barks out the signals, rolls back to the right, wants to throw back over the middle, and he's got a ball knocked away. That was done. I think rotated back. Lee Stewart was there. One of them got a hand on the ball.
It was enough to make that an incomplete pass. Very interesting call that time as they were looking. It showed an option right, and then the quarterback stops and throws back over the middle. And the defense again coming up huge to knock that ball away and stuff it.
8:55 remains. The Cougars have not given up a touchdown today, only a field goal. They lead it 30-3. They're running a stop right now. Rolling to his right side, looking, throws the ball, incomplete. The Cougars have got a 4th down goal line stand.
Look at that. Again, they come up here. That is another highlight film right there. The USF Cougars, another textbook goal line stand. Pearson Harnish providing the protection that time, and it looked like Cole was out there to knock that pass away.
St. Francis again keeps them out of the end zone. They'll take over the football with 8:49 remaining. They've not marked their football ready for play as of yet. Now the Cougar offense comes out. This is one of those good news, bad news scenarios. Now you get the ball back, but at your own 6-yard line. Justin Green will re-enter the ball game as well. Cougars, the clock, their ally, with 8:49 remaining, up 30-3. Ferrer will take this snap at basically the 1-yard line. Green lined up in the end zone, now looking for running room. Finds a little bit, brings it out across the 15 and up to about the 17, maybe the 18-yard line. He's got himself a 1st down.
Look at that. Shifty, patient, you name it. Check all the boxes because that's Justin Green today doing a fine job. He doesn't have huge numbers, but the numbers that he does have, they are very effective.
You know, he's got that little skip step. He's bobbing and weaving, looking for any kind of a seam. And he found one that brings it out now to the 18-yard line, 1st and 10. Clock moves. Northwestern has all 3 of their timeouts remaining. Cougars with 2 on the clock. And here we go, 1st and 10 for Ferrer. Expect them to keep it on the ground. They look to Green. Green up the middle, into the 2nd level. Tripped up and falls forward close to the 34-yard line.
Well, thank heavens for safeties. That's what you're saying if you're Northwestern, because Green found, again, a great seam provided by the offensive line. And if it weren't for shoestrings, he'd still be running.
Some quick attacking, slashing runs by Justin Green. Bringing it out from the 6, and now they're at their own 34-yard line. Don't need points. You need a couple of 1st downs and run this clock down. We're inside of 8 minutes time remaining. Now Rixey wide to the right side's got help out there in the slot. I believe that's Boswell. Blitz coming defensive outside both ways. Being shown by the Red Raiders. Long count. Ferrer looks to Green again. Starts up the middle, cuts left. and hit across the 35, carries tacklers up to about the 37.
That was effective. Nice job by Green that time, finding whatever room he could. There was a linebacker in the hole to the right side, so he shifts left and able to get forward and push his way for a 4-yard gain.
Cody Bauman, the 6'5" senior defensive end, made that stop. Came in leading the Red Raiders with 5 sacks. We saw a lot of Jed Van Hoff in the first half with a couple of sacks on Ferrer. That's a gain of 4, 2nd down and 6 now. Clock will move inside of 7 minutes before the snap of the football.
They're going to pass.
Cougars moving from right to left, trips wide to the right side. Now they're going to run, counter run. That's Green. Battles to the 39. They may give him a spot to the 40. That'll be short of the first down by about 4.5 yards.
So Roney check in as the left tight end over here, big number 74. So I figured they were going to have him in there for some pass protection that time. But they run it right behind him. So again, they were pushing forward. And it's going to bring up a third down.
Remind me, I've got to ask the coach, and of course I won't share this on the air, but they've got to have a special somewhere in the back of their mind with that big fella on a tackle eligible. And there I look up. Cat out of the box, right? 3rd down. Cougars trying to reach their own 44-yard line now. Ferrer out of the gun. Has motion by Rixey in tandem now to the left side. Wants to throw. A lot of time. Loads up, throws right. He's got Rocky James, stop and go move, 1st down, cuts to his right, just short of midfield, down at the 49 of St. Francis. And made to order, running the clock, picking up 1st down.
Yeah, James started left, ran across the field to the right. He was wide open on the right side. And again, Ferrer puts the ball on the numbers, and he was able to get it for a 1st down. Looked for more, but not much after the catch.
They'll move that ball back to the 48. It is still a 1st down, though. Clock inside of 6 minutes time remaining. Right now, you have to say in the season of Northwestern. Well, you look at these 2 playoff teams that have come into Fort Wayne. Benedictine was impressive. So was Northwestern here today, especially in the first half. And they will be heard from in the future with young freshman quarterback Tyson Koima and Jacob Calagonis, just a sophomore this year. Cougars want to run the ball at the middle. There's Green trying to drag tacklers into Northwestern territory. Brings it to the 48-yard line.
I think that was actually Snotter that time, Joe.
They bring Ryan in there.
Yep, going to give Green a much-needed rest, probably.
Now Ryan checks out of there. Eli Wallace will come into the ball game. There's a chance now to bring in some of the other folks, get them some playoff experience.
Yeah, to your point, Joe, I think some of the time what we see here is the freshman quarterback for Northwestern really making some mistakes, and we call them freshman mistakes, but more snaps, more experience. This guy, he's dangerous.
Yeah, the ability to buy time, to roll out, and create to just become a playmaker. Here's now Ferrer looking to hand the ball off. Wallace, they blew the whistle after the handoff. So I'm not sure what this is going to be about by our officiating crew today. Penalty was dropped on the far side.
2nd down.
Goes against St. Francis. Still is going to be one of the best days as far as penalties for St. Francis. None in the first half. And I cannot remember. I'm sure there was one of those way back 20-year history, but that escapes my memory, Sean.
Well, yeah, especially here at home. When I'm with you, I haven't seen such a clean half before, ever.
Penalty moves it back to the St. Francis side of midfield to the 47. It'll be 2nd down and 11 now. And Ferrer screens the ball near side, and boy, that's off the left hand. Just beyond the reach of Duke Blackwell. They'll stop the clock with 4:16 remaining.
Yeah, they needed that one. That was on 2nd and 11. That could have been easily coming up a 3rd and 6, 3rd and 5. Blackwell just wheeled out here, and Ferrer put a little too much mustard on that ball.
Cougars on this 3rd down snap trying to reach the Red Raider 42-yard line on this play, although otherwise they'll have to give the ball back to Northwestern. 3rd down as Ferrer takes the play clock down to 7, down to 6, down to 5, looks to hand the ball off Sonata up the middle, and spins into Northwestern territory again to the 47-yard line. So that'll bring up 4th down and still about 4. And you got to believe they'll bring in Joe Nepper to punt the ball away.
Yeah, see if he can hit him deep and let the defense take over. The good thing what they've done here, the offense, when again starting with their own in their own shadow of their own end zone, gets it into Northwestern territory. Yes, they do have to punt, but if they can hit them back deep, it'll be a good thing.
Yeah, and with the clock now just 3:44 and moving here late in this ball game.
Keep the Red Raiders 33, Shane Solberg.
So Nepper unlivering that leg. Waits at the USF 42 for the snap. Looks like he's awfully close to the line of scrimmage.
He does.
But what do we know? He's had one punt blocked, and now here's a whistle, and we're going to have a timeout called by St. Francis. Kevin Donley, maybe he saw what we saw.
Right.
Because he will take the timeout with 3:25 remaining. Just the final result, got to believe, is what we are waiting for. 30-3, St. Francis. They have held this powerhouse team to just a lone field goal. We'll be back. This is Cougar Football on Redeemer Radio, 106.3 FM, Northeast Indiana.
This is David X with Union Savings Bank Mortgage Department. So happy to support Bishop Lures and Bishop Dwenger student athletes who work so hard to be the best they can be. I'm here to support you too.
I believe we still have an H&L Electric, right?
Call me, 418-6191 anytime for low closing costs and great rates. 418-6191. I offer what you want, low closing costs and great rates. Call 418-6191. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
It'll be Reinhardt.
Sorry, go ahead.
We don't know. We'll find out. 3:25 remains. It'll be fourth down. Well, somebody on the coaching staff saw something, wanted to make sure. There's now just one timeout remaining. That's all academic. And don't forget, Northwestern's got all three of their timeouts remaining. They're coming with the outside rush, trying to get to Nepper. Play clock is down to 14. They can wait. And the game clock is stopped at 3:25, so kind of academic with that. 10 men up on the line of scrimmage for the Red Raver. Here's the snap. Nepper loads up, and it's got it away. How did he get that one away? It's a kicking inside the 10, out of bounds inside the 10, around the 8. What a job by Joe Nepper.
Fantastic standout from Bishop Dwenger High School. Local talent right there, the coffin corner kick. And that is precisely the execution that the coaching staff was looking for right there.
Sean, I thought they were coming converging from both sides.
Oh, yeah.
And had a clear shot at that block punt. But it'll be 1st and 10 at the Northwestern 8-yard line now with 3:17 remaining in their season. Unless they can dial up some big-time miracles here down the stretch.
Well, you're playing for pride at this point. They want to crack that end zone, at least get 6 points on the board. So let's see what they can do here in the waiting moments.
3 wide to the right side for Koima. Drops into the end zone, screens the ball back left side. Got a catch at the 10. And a short gain up only to the 11. So that was Brady Van Hull on the catch. It'll be a net gain of about 3 or 4.
Brady Van Hull.
Jack Evans, number 25, out there in his corner position, doing a good job containing that one.
Clock running, though. We're down to 3:02. Koima again wants to throw. Looks near side. Throws he out. And he's got Jared Nelson at the 25 for a first down. Cougars willing to concede that. They'll move the chains. The clock will start after their reset. 1st and 10 at the 27-yard line of Northwestern. Koima again with Calagonis as the running back, but we'll be looking at him right now unless it's with a throw. Here's they throw the home run ball up. That one is incomplete. Downfield. That was intended for Levi to bring. Cougars had some new numbers in there, and that was Jack Givens had the coverage assignment.
Yeah, and he almost had it, too. He had to lay out to try and get that ball, got his hands on it, but wasn't able to come up with it. So a little long on that pass. And they burn the down, brings up 2nd and 10.
Givens only 5'9". He's out of Carroll High School. So 2nd down and 10. Here's the drop and a checkoff throwback near side. That's a ball low thrown. They're going to rule it a catch here on the near side, up around the 35. That'll keep the clock moving, though, with 2:25.
Yeah, not their favorite throw that time, but it was complete.
So 3rd down and a couple. Now they've got Van Hull in there as the running back. And the ball dropped, and that's being lost it covered. St. Francis, I believe, has got it. They do. It was a low snap, and Koima can never find the handle. You see what pulled in there from
Matt Munson.
How about that?
Yep, Number 51 comes in and does a fantastic job blowing things off.
And where's he out of?
That's a great question, right? Muncie out of Lafayette, Indiana. That's right.
So the fumble recovery, that's the 4th turnover of the day. And now with 2:10 remaining, remember Northwestern, all 3 timeouts remaining. They got it at the Northwestern 29. And let's see if Ferrer's still in there. No, I believe they got Clay Cenarius in there. They'll run the ball. That's just basically to keep the clock moving. As Strong takes the ball down at about the 26-yard line.
The coach is coming down from the crow's nest here, Joe. It's celebration time getting underway here for the USF Cougars, and consolation time for Northwestern.
Nick Brickens in there, one of the running backs on the playoff roster right now. Eli Wallace out there as well. And Clay Cenarius, 6'4", 216-pound sophomore quarterback, calling the signals right now with 90 seconds remaining. Gain of 3, 2nd down and 7. They'll hand the ball off. Here's Wallace wrapped up at the 25. Dropped right there. So far, we've not seen any indication by the Red Raiders wanting to use any of their 3 timeouts. They know it's done. It's over 30-3. So it'll be 3rd down. Let's call it a long 5 with the ball right at the Red Raider 25-yard line. They're going to keep Brickens in. He'll be on the wing to the right side. Sonata now returns as the running back. Nate Carson in wide to the left. Let's see if Cenarius would try to go to the air on this 3rd down call. No, he looks to Sonata. And then Ryan, no room that time as he's knocked down back around the 28-yard line. But that'll take the clock down to 31 seconds. And that may be it. We will not see another snap in this football game. And what a performance today at home. And John, we've talked about it. It started really with the defense.
It did. You're precisely right, Joe. That's one of the things that St. Francis has been consistently able to do, was to hang their hat on the defensive performance, creating opportunities for offense, including turnovers. Stan Jackson had a huge game today as far as that goes, as did Coward and Lee Stewart. The defensive backfield doing a fine job, but the men up front, Hemmelgarn and company, just what a balanced attack the Cougar defense showed today, so hats off to them. Just collectively between us up there, we're going to have a hard time determining our ballots for play of the game. I know you've already done that, but defensively, I mean, who do you single out? Well, and for me, it was Stan Jackson with that interception in the end zone. It was such an even contest on that side of the ball for me, but that was a big one. The way he high-pointed that ball in the end zone to come up with that INT and keep Northwestern from scoring, for me, that was a huge game, a huge play right there. We will find out officially who gets it among all the media in here today at St. Francis, but offensively, you've got to look at Rixey, perhaps. You've got to look at Justin Green, who did his thing so well with a touchdown catch and a touchdown run. Yeah, that's precisely right. And again, it's one of those things that you have a handful of superior athletes on the field. Now, the weather today lent itself to the stars, and instead of being in adverse conditions, it was an absolutely beautiful day to play. And so between Ferrer, Rixey, Justin Green, you name it, the ball could be handed out to anybody. Good sportsmanship, by the way. The teams historically gather at midfield. They form lines and handshakes down there, and I see a lot of sportsmanship. I'm sure a lot of disappointment by Northwestern. Felt they could come in here after a win on the road last week at Langston, 55-7. But this Cougar defense said, no, not today. They hold them out of the end zone. No offensive touchdown today by the Red Raiders as they manage only one field goal. 30-3, we're coming back with our post-game presentation. This is Cougar Football on Redeemer Radio, 106.3 FM, Northeast Indiana.
Hello, this is Mike Ripley, board chair at Redeemer Radio. This year, I encourage you.
These are all non-essentials, Joe, so I'm probably just going to run a minute here if that's cool.
Yeah, run a minute, and we do have it. Are we caught up on live reads, too?
I've got one live.
Okay.
It's only 2:30.
with both spiritual and practical benefits. You can review all those benefits and join our St. Gabriel Perpetual Gift Society today at RedeemerRadio.com.
May I share an effective way of achieving the loving, unified family life that we all want? When we fail in charity, as I often do, we should be quick to humbly say, I'm sorry. Forgive, and forgive some more. Forgive swiftly, as Jesus has forgiven you. And with the help of the Holy Spirit, do your best to forget offenses. I'm Jim Littleton, formingfaithfulfamilies.com.
Now, with analysis of the game, what went right and what needs some work, let's go back to the stadium with the voice of the Cougars, Joe Parson, and the Redeemer Radio sports team.
Back to the stadium with Sean McBride as the Cougars out on the field celebrating their quarterfinal playoff victory here. They now take the record to 12-0. They will be here next Saturday at 12 noon. And we will probably find out sometime in the next hour or two, depending on the results elsewhere. Let's see if we're getting any other announcements made. But right now we know the Cougars will be home in the Final Four, part of that. And the line score in the ball game, the Cougars had the lead after one quarter here, 7-3. They took a 14-3 lead into the halftime dressing room. They put 10 points on the board in that third quarter. And a Justin Green 29-yard touchdown run in the fourth quarter made it 30-3, the final score. All started, USF won the toss. They won the football and very effective. They had some big plays on that opening drive that culminated with a Ferrer to Justin Green touchdown toss of 8 yards at the 6:20 mark. Gardner made the extra point to make it 7-0. Northwestern would counter with a long field goal by Braxton Williams with 2:43 remaining in the first quarter, make it 7-3 after an interception by Jared Hansen gave him another chance to get points on the board, but this time Williams unable to convert from 37 yards out on the field goal. That kept it 7-3. Ferrer though to Rixey after an interception by Blake Schumacher. They took over at the Northwestern 26. That would pave the way for a 14-yard touchdown toss from Nick Ferrer to Dan Rixey at the 28-second mark just before halftime. A kick by Gardner Good, 14-3 at the half. Then Gardner would dial up and hit a 27-yard field goal in the third quarter at the 7:02 mark. That would make it 17-3. Then there would be an interception that was taking over at the 36-yard line. Cougars faced a 3rd down and 15 from the 30-yard line, and Ferrer would not only get the 15, he would get the entire 30 yards on a touchdown toss to Dan Rixey as he just ran away from the defense with 1:49 remaining in the third quarter. That would make it 24-3. And then Green would cap out the scoring after a Stan Jackson interception in the end zone that would lead to a 29-yard touchdown run by Justin Green at the 12:53 mark. The extra point was no good, but it was into the basically the scorebook with a 30-3 final score. And again, you just cannot say enough, Sean McBride, about this Cougar defense, because when you look at Northwestern with what they came in today with this talented offensive